Yeah, that's right. I am here, everyone. Hello, Ovia. Welcome to the stream. It is time to return to our dragon friends, or our fictional dragon friends. Alright, so, from where we left off, we had talked to Zong, and heard about his unfortunate past as well, with his whole, parent thing, but hey, he's grown to be a wonderful guy, so that's cool. I also hung out with Sebastian. Anna's ending, I think, was yesterday as well. Getting a bit hard to keep track of everyone now, but hey, we're doing well. So let's jump right into this. We are going to go see. Hold on. Right. So let's do the investigation. I wonder if it'll be a little different this time round now that we know Zong. Let's visit the store. What should I do? Huh? Oh, it's her again. If you mixed up the prescriptions again, I can't help you. La da da da. Oh. Oh, it's the portal thing. We'll just keep staying inside. Visit production facility. Oh, here we go. So this is Anna, but when she's alive, but we don't know her that well, alright? Oh, the human has finally decided to grace me with its presence. I'm a little busy, so I'm not sure if I should take any visitors at the moment. Hello, I have a few questions about the murder of your colleague. Is that so? Why do you... Oh, we've already seen this, isn't it still? Same. You could say so. Interesting, what's in it for me? I'm not sure I have anything to offer. Don't undersell yourself. How about you visit me sometime? I have a genuine scientific interest in you. What if I say no thanks? That's a shame. You know, I should get back to work. I really am busy. Excuse me. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Guess I won't have any luck here. Okay, let's redo that. So visit the store is just stuff we've already seen. Alright. Okay, la-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da. Sure. Oh, great. In that case, I could make time for a few of your questions. Oh, okay. That's... oh. La-di-da-di-da. I might have left early yesterday, but I made up for it by coming in early today before anyone else. That's why I was the one to find him. I was on my way to my office when I saw him lying in the middle of the hallway, in a puddle of his own blood. So this time around, after you've saved her once, she just so coincidentally ends up leaving early. Now, okay. Okay, that's all. That will be all. Thank you, Anna. My pleasure. Alright. Da-di-da-di-da. You did well in all investigations. Maybe you should be a private detective. What's so different here? Right? I don't know how I messed up the Anna investigation the other time, but maybe you just need to have not as much relation to her? I don't know. Whatever. I do what I can. Alright, let us meet with... Oh, listen to your records is the thing you can do now. That's cool. So, alright, so we're focusing on Bryce here. Okay, let's go. Hold on, what's our card? Leadership, yep, okay, just Bryce then. There you are, Yoshi. Seems like you're the last one. I thought I was on time. Oh, you are? It's just that everyone else gets so excited about this that they come a little earlier. I thought it was strange how late you were holding this little get-together anyway. It's simple, really. Now we get the speech all to ourselves. Before you go and meet the others, I should probably warn you. What is it? There is someone here that you may not approve of. And who would that be? Maverick. Why is he here? All things considered, I think it's better for him to be here where I can watch him than if he was out there doing who knows what. You know what I mean? I mean, we kind of know why Maverick's got his attitude now. We have no reason to dislike him. Really, I guess. Besides, if I invited you and not him, I'm not sure how he would have reacted. He's always come to my barbecues before. Plus, maybe if I talked to him, I could find out what he's up to. Does he know that I'm here? Yes, and he assured me that he'll keep the peace. Can you do the same? Sure. Thanks, I appreciate it. No problem. Let's just hope there won't be any incidents. Alright, let's go and meet the others. As we walked a few paces, I saw some familiar faces. That rhymes. Great. Usually there'd be more people here, but with everything else that's going on, some of the others at the department couldn't get any time off. Hey everyone, guess who's finally here? You may remember Zong, the waiter at that bar. Hello, Yoshi. Hey. What do you mean is that you, Sebastian? Huh? Hey, Sebastian? What? Okay. Is it because he just doesn't have his stuff on that he usually has? Okay. Well then. Hey, Yoshi. Hey, Yoshi. Hey, Maverick. Okay. That's a little awkward, but alright. Alright, let's get this barbecue started. Yeah. I don't see a grill or anything here. Where's the firewood? Use your breath, right? You see that pile of stones over there? That's our grill. And firewood? Whoa, we don't need that. I see. So, who shall light the fire? I could make my own this time. Very subtle, Sebastian. Don't need to be subtle about it. Zong, your fire stunk up the whole area last year. It made everything taste weird. I didn't notice a difference. Yeah, because everything tastes the same to you, Maverick. I told you I had the flu. I'm pretty sure you gave us more than just your fire. I think we got some of your spin in there too. Hi, did you get Bryce ending yet? No, we're doing this. Still, I'm really yes, we're a human in this game. We've come to visit this world. Yes. Yes, because of the flu. Everything was congested, so it was hard to get anything out at all. You're not making this any better. Excuses, excuses. I'm just telling you how it is. Besides, it wasn't even my idea to light the fire. You're all like, oh, Zong never lit the fire, he should do it. Don't blame me for getting what you wanted. Yeah, and we learned our lesson. Zong, not even once. You wouldn't be complaining so much about it if it wasn't for the flu I had. Maybe I should light it again this time to prove you wrong. No thanks, last year was bad enough. Why don't you do it, Bryce? I'm not sure if I'm feeling up for the task. Why doesn't Yoshi do it? I like that idea. Yes, let Yoshi do it. It seems we have a unanimous decision here. Go ahead, Yoshi. Show us what you got. Suddenly, they all looked at me, clearly expecting me to light the fire for them. Is this a joke? I mean, I think they expect us to, but like... I don't want to say this, but... I don't suppose you have any matches. They were all still watching me, not moving or batting an eye, when suddenly laughter erupted. Great. Okay guys, I get it. Joke's on me. Should have seen your face. Yeah, it was great. Don't pay any heed to them, they're always like this. Yeah, I noticed. Seriously though, who should light the fire? You really want to do it, don't you, Seb? Is it that obvious? Let's go ahead then. We already agreed Zong is not doing it. Hey, I told you I could prove you wrong this time. Yeah, let's not ruin our barbecue too, you little... Yes, you're a human. Maybe next year then. I don't feel up for it this year. With Maverick's aim, he probably shouldn't either. I'd rather not risk anything. I could hit you any time. Sure, but we just want to have a barbecue, not set the whole beach on fire. Besides, Sebastian's fire always makes the food so crisp and smoky. I like that. You and the other humans create a portal to a world of dragons. I mean, we found a portal, but yeah. And then we went over and we were sending letters for a while, and then eventually we got sent over here. Well, myself and Reza. Any objections? Nope, me neither. Master of Ceremony, would you like the fire, please? It's not an easy job, but someone's got to do it. Sebastian went up to the small bit of stones they had prepared. Since his back was turned towards me, I couldn't exactly see what he did, but a few seconds later, a fire started burning among the stones. There we go. Well done, Sebastian. My pleasure. Alright, everyone, pick your poison. Wait. What? Huh. Just... right. Yeah, okay. Just to get you up to speed, Yoshi, we've got pretty much everything here you could ask for. Of course, we have all varieties of meat, but we also have some vegetables and cheese if you're into that sort of thing. We even get some of the algae stuff we usually bring for Naomi, one of the girls at the department, but she couldn't come tonight. Just help yourself and throw it on the fire. Sebastian always gets some veggies with his meat, whereas Zon goes totally crazy over cheese stuff. Now that I think about it, maybe it was just that darn cheese that made everything so bad last time. Oh, shut up, or else I'll force feed you some of it. These guys are great. No thanks, keep your cheese to yourself, please. Where was I? Oh, right. I go for the meat personally. As I said, the algae is normally for Naomi. She really likes the stuff, but she's one of the water kind, so that's not a surprise. I tried it myself once. Not really my kind of thing, but feel free to take some if you want to. And then there's Maverick. He just eats whatever he can get into his nozzle. A few years ago, a sandstone managed to hide between some slabs of meat he got. He didn't even notice and just kept on munching. Yeah, but that was with Bryce's cooking, so I couldn't tell the difference. Why you? It's great. After all of us had made our selection and put it on the fire, we sat down in a circle around it. Of course, Bryce made sure that Maverick and I were not sitting next to each other. So Bryce, how's that student Emra going for you? It's weird. I'm not even really doing anything. I just have to follow her around and stand guard in her office. But what's worse, I think I found out why she wanted me to do the whole thing in the first place. Oh, do enlighten us. It's kinda embarrassing, to be honest. Now you definitely have to say it. Alright. The real reason why she wants to be around her is that she totally has the hots for me. Oh, come on! Sebastian. Seriously? You wish? You all know what she's like in public, right? But as soon as it's only us two in the room, she's like a totally different person. It's unreal. I mean, I believe that she's different in private, but still. Of course, Bryce, when you make up a story, just going out with a high-ranking politician isn't enough. Obviously, she also can't resist your manly allure. But it's true, I'm not even interested in her. For one, she isn't really my type, and regardless if it's her public or private persona, her personality really sucks. What was that about sucking? Oh, shut up. If no one wants to believe me, I'll just stop before I get to the really bad stuff. I can actually confirm that she does act like a totally different person when she doesn't think she's being watched by the general public. Interesting. Okay, Bryce, why don't you tell us more? What exactly does she like about you? What's not to like about me? These guys are great. We get it, Bryce. Let's just change the subject. It's true, I swear. Then give us some details. What's she like in private? It all started innocently enough, but as I told you, when we were alone, she started to get kinda weird after a while. She wasn't even remotely subtle about it either. Once, even the words cavity search came up. From her, mind you, not me. Oh, come on! Sebastian. I can't even listen to this anymore. This is great. I love this game. So confused. Oh, tactical sheep. Hello. I'm relatively confused, but it's a funny story that Bryce is telling us all about him. Emerald. And then later, she was suddenly like, "Oh, my back is so stiff. Would you mind giving me a massage? You look like you have the proper strength to give me a good one." It's like she's not even trying to hide it. Did you give it to her? Of course not. I told her I'm not good with massages. That's the truth. Who would have thought? Do you really believe him, Seb? I'm not judging, just listening. Emma wanting you to give her a massage hardly constitutes her having the hots for you, though. I'm not even done yet. Well, I'm done with this song. Earlier today, she told me how nice it would be for a child to grow up with 2 leaders for parents. Actually, I don't think even Bryce could have come up with that one on his own. I'm not buying it. Hey, at least you believe me, right, Yoshi? I do? Come on, this is great. I do, I can totally picture Emma acting like that, right? Come on. See, I told you. If Yoshi believes it, it must be true. Can't argue with that logic. Maybe it's just the alcohol talking. I didn't even have anything yet. Sure, but with as much as you drink, your blood is like at least 10% beer by now. I bet you can't even get completely sober anymore. Anyway, what do you think I should do about her? Nothing, because you made up the whole thing. You can tell they have a great friendship. Oh, so basically we're a human, we got sent to the world of dragons, we have to investigate some crimes and stuff, but we also get to go date dragons. And so the one that we're focusing on during this playthrough, if you have a look at the statuses, it's Bryce here. We've gone through Lorem's bad ending, Remy's bad ending, Anna's good ending apparently. And now we're trying to get an ending with Bryce, but we don't know if it's gonna be a good or a bad one. I have no idea how we got a good ending. I thought you'd have to get them later, but And then we're going for a Dean. Oh, hey Russian side, welcome to the stream. Bryce has told us about how Emra apparently has the hots for him, but apparently Zong is not buying any of it. If I don't do anything, I'll probably end up having to marry her or something. And at that point, your story would actually be credible. Why don't you just tell her to stop? It's not that easy, considering our positions. Even though I'm the chief, there's nothing I can do to prevent her from pulling me off the case and making me into her personal bodyguard. If I could tell her off too strongly, she could totally make my professional life a nightmare. You confused? Yeah, I think if anyone walked into this, they'd be very confused. And she totally would. I see, so this is a situation that requires careful deliberation and subtlety. Not exactly a strong suit, Bryce. That's why I'm asking you lot. Not that you're much better, though. Maybe you should play along for a while just to see what happens. And then, once the time is right, you strike. And strike refers to what exactly? I'm not gonna indulge her in any way, shape or form. Oh, this is the kind of situation that's gonna cause a huge uproar if I include it in my memoir. Who's gonna read your memoir anyway? Well, I know at least one person. Yoshi, what do you think I should do? Play along and see what happens. Seriously, you think I should string her along? Well, you said she could make your professional life a nightmare, but if you play along a little, maybe the opposite is true as well. Not a bad idea now that I think about it. There we go. Just had a realization. Yes, Russian size? That kinda makes me curious though. How does dating work in this world, considering there are so many sentient species around here? Is dating between different species encouraged? Maybe that's why Emra's so interested. Is there ever any crossbreeding? Did you kiss Anna and her good ending? No. She was kind of just like, hey, we should help you with your clothes. I'm like, no, I'll do it myself. And then the screen blanked out, and then it said, oh, another free day. So, might have gone up to some naughties with Anna or something. I don't know. I'm sure these questions will go over well in this group. Crossbreeding, that's funny. Well, there isn't any crossbreeding. It doesn't work like that. Besides, I thought you were into biology, so shouldn't you already know where hatchlings come from? You're a completely different life form from what I've seen before, so I don't want to make any assumptions. Oh, that's good. There are many interspecies couples, though. What happens if those couples want to have a child? There are plenty of options, though usually it's either adoption or a child where only one of the parents is biologically related. Emra totally wants my children, though. Don't you want to be a father? Heck no, I'm not ready for that. I wouldn't even know what to do with a hatchling. I'll probably end up breaking its neck by accident or something like that. Your character would have almost contracted cancer? Oh, I guess so. 2 kinds, huh? What about you, Yoshi? What about me? Are you having the hots for someone here, as Bryce would put it? To be honest, I have no idea how that kind of relationship would be viewed where I come from. Since we only have one sentient species, I'm not sure what sort of social norms we'd develop if that changed. Technically speaking, you dating one of us is no different than Emra dating Sebastian, for example. Hey, I'm not getting between the beautiful thing Emra and Bryce have going on. If you ask me, you can do whatever you like as long as you're here. Knock yourself out. Actually, Yoshi has been hanging out with you a lot, Bryce. Awkward. So what, Yoshi's a cool person in my book. Or do any of you disagree? Not me. No comment. By the way, I think the food should be ready by now. Good catch. Slowly, everyone shuffled towards the fire, which by now had become nothing more than an eerily glowing pile that illuminated the area. One by one, everyone took their hot food from the stone bed and placed it onto the provided paper plates and bowls. Bryce a guy or a girl? Bryce is a guy. He's a guy, 100%. He's a guy. When it was my turn, I hesitated, since I could still feel the heat radiating from the stones. Something the matter? I think this might be too hot for me to handle. Right, no scales. Let me get that for you. There you go. Thanks. What did he do? Oh, just getting in front of me, right. We resumed our positions in a circle around the glowing stones, and I waited for my meat to cool down while the others started eating. Yep, crisp and smoky. Good job, Sebastian. Don't mention it. Really, it's good. I'm still not sure how you can eat that cheese stuff long. Are you gonna make fun of my food choices again? To be fair, we make fun of everyone and everything here. I don't mind the cheese. You wouldn't mind eating the whole bed of stones and everything on it as well. At least I try something different every once in a while. What is your character though? A human that is like, it's one of those off-screen characters. It's first person. You don't see yourself at all during this game. Not even like a hand or anything. Gender? There's no mention of it, so I guess it's just whatever you are. You can just take the part. You misspelled Bryce twice. Bryce twice! I do too. I think there are at least 5 different kinds of meat this time around. Case in point. Food remaining on the stone slowly disappeared as everyone got their additional helpings. Soon, even the last piece was gone, and silence started to set as the banter slowly died down. I think it's time for me to leave. What? Already? Hey, the babysitter can only stay so long. Oh well. Yeah, I should also be heading off. You know I'm starting early tomorrow. Oh, guess we all got what we came for. What about you, Maverick? Looks like this party is over anyway. Don't you all get lost in the dark then? Of course. And until next year. Thanks for inviting me, Bryce. I suppose I should be heading off as well. Oh no you don't. What? Yeah, it's anonymous. So yeah. What are you talking about? Well, they all live in the vicinity, but your apartment is on the other side of town. I'm not letting you go home alone at this hour. Reese's always operated during the night. He may just be waiting for an opportunity like this. What do you want me to do then? You can sleep over at my place. Oh, thanks, Bryce. If you insist. Now everyone left without cleaning up. At least you're still here to help me. Of course. We started to clean up together, but with the amount of trash left by 5 people, it was clear it would take a while. Hey, do you want to know where I got these scars? I bet you're curious. Ooh, I wonder. Let's see. Alright. What scars I never noticed, not if you're uncomfortable telling me. Go right ahead. Not if you're uncomfortable telling me? Let's be reassuring with all this. It's no trouble. Gotta pass the time somehow. At least they make me look extra intimidating at my job. No one's gonna mess with the big, rugged chief of police. You'd probably think I got them from some crazy near-death case, but that's only true for one of them. The other was a completely different story. Alright, let's hear it. Back when I was a kid, some of my friends and I always used to play outside and go adventuring together. We could go anywhere, as long as it was close enough to town. Woods, mountains, beaches, we loved to explore every one of them. We got fairly familiar with our surroundings. Then, one day, we heard from someone that there was a system of caves nearby. Caves? That was something completely new to us. Of course, we went there as soon as we could. We were all very excited. It wasn't a big cave system, not big enough to get lost in, but we still had so much fun that day. So much, in fact, that I wanted to go back there right away. The next day, I called up a few friends, but they had a longer school day than I did. Instead of waiting for them, I decided to go alone. Turns out, going out exploring on my own was a little less exciting than doing so with friends, but I still had a pretty good time, and just walking through the entire underground system was quite an experience. Plus, since I was alone, I could take the time to explore every last nook and cranny that I wanted to. That's cool. Maybe that was my mistake. When I was in one of the remote corners, the ground suddenly gave way and I fell about 5 meters into the cave below. Luckily, I didn't get any serious injuries from the fall, but as I looked for another exit, an ominous realization set in. This cave had no entry or exit except the one I came in. There were a few holes, but I could never fit through any of them or make them bigger in any way. Even if I could, I didn't know where they'd lead. In the end, I had to try and climb out on my own. As you can imagine, I wasn't exactly the best climber in town. Even so, still got about halfway before I lost my grip and fell down again, cutting my muzzle on the edge of a rock in the process. Ouch. It bled pretty badly, but at least I knew to put pressure on the wound. I couldn't try to climb out again, however, so I waited. Aww. Ow, ow, ow. Aww. He's so cute, but really, it's like one of those really cute but tragic things. It took several hours for anyone to even notice that I was missing. Must have been there for about 4 or 5 hours, all alone, before I heard footsteps above and a search party found me. Long story short, it turned out that besides the cave system we knew about, there was a much larger one right underneath. Those caves can only be entered with a guide now. And I got this lovely reminder of the experience on my muzzle. Oh. I had plenty of time to think while I was down there, and later in life, I often return to that experience. First, it made me want to get stronger, but I realized that strength alone wouldn't have saved me. Our kind would probably never be able to climb much at all, but I can at least say, try to better myself. I guess the whole experience also kinda explains why I'm building those stupid wooden models now. Feeling so helpless while I waited down there, it also made me realize I wanted to help others. That's really cool. Having been saved by police sure did a lot to make me want to follow the same path. Turns out, I was good enough to even become chief. Guess that's all of the trash. Thanks for the help. I suppose I'll have to tell you about the second scar some other time. Let's head back now, shall we? I assume that would be from the Maverick, case, right? What if his brother... I can't remember his brother's name. Sure. What was it? I don't know. Oh. Looks like it's already later than I thought. We better head to sleep soon. You can take the couch, and I'll just sleep on the floor or something. Don't you have a bed? Oh, this is just a temporary arrangement. I wanted to be closer to work and the apartment wasn't ready yet, so I have to stay here for a while. I see. With all this armor, I'll barely even feel anything, so it doesn't matter where I sleep. Is there any achievement for this or not? Mysterious space, interrogate, and acquire a map. Keep the seashells, assemble the sphere, meet with Kevin, skip ahead 10 times. Do a thing. Doesn't look like there's anything for him. But, you know, there's no need for you to sleep on the floor. Right? Come on. What do you mean? The couch is big enough for both of us, right? It is, but I didn't know if you... Well, if you say so. I need to be more careful when choosing difficulties. I almost got something about non-core AI. What? Are you serious? How did that work? There's your bed, your highness. I'll take care of the light. There we go. Are you even gonna sleep in those clothes of yours? It looks kind of uncomfortable. We usually have a separate set of clothing to wear during the night, or we just take off a few layers. I see. Well, it's not like I could take a layer off, except this little blanket here. Is it okay if you just sleep like this? Yeah. Oh, good night then. Good night, Bryce. Sleep with everyone, even Bryce. Oh, and then we just headed back home. Alright. To sleep with everyone. Not necessarily. It's got hints of it. But they're more just, they're hinty and stuff. They're not like explicitly showing anything off. Alright. So I guess, oh shoot. I suppose we'll just get some rest again. That's what we've been doing this whole time anyway. In the end, I decided... Oh, wrong. Loss, intuition, superstition. Impressed. That's cool. So these have come up... All of these have come up again. Which is... interesting. Because I don't know why. Right? That's a thing. Why does Lorem go missing? Like, why does he pass away? I still don't really know why. That, like, it's not really explained, is it? Right, I don't know. Well... Alright, well, maybe we'll find out another time. It seems either you could watch this again, or we could save some time and just skip ahead a bit. I need to skip ahead a lot to get the achievement anyway. Oh, is this different? If anything, with you there, we might be able to convince him to give up. Or we could act like we intend to trade you. Wait, have you seen all this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Wait. Huh? Shortly after they vanished, Maverick also turned to... Wait, what are they doing? Wait. Wait. Since when was this an option? This is like Anna and her letter. So it seems like all this... Wait. These items seem significant. Where did I get this? I don't know where I got this. But these items seem significant in some way, right? I don't know. Because they come up in options, which is a little weird. Weird to ask, but could you maybe some other time play Fortnite for a stream? What kind of game is that? What kind of game? See, random tailing by Sig Tutor. It happened in the third stage of our story in point 20th and point start. Really? It's weird. Alright, wait, Maverick. Wait. Stop and turn for a few seconds. What do you want from me? Do you have something against humans in general? Or is it just Riza and me? Do you think you are superior to us because of your wings and teeth and claws? Your fire? Or is it just jealousy or projected hate? No, we already know you're a sure. Don't question her like this. Is he gonna tell us the story as well? Battle Royale. Huh. Might look into it. I'll have a look. I know the first day I met you, you were all hung up on people paying attention to us because we're human. I can assure you, there's nothing about us to be jealous about. Our world is a wasteland. He closed the door before he turned back around to face me. You're really playing that innocent role, aren't you? Now you're offering yourself as a bargaining chip for Riza. At this rate, even I might start to believe you if I didn't have reason not to. If I were with Riza, it would have been much easier for me to pull a gun on you, too, the day you were shot. But I didn't even bring one when I came through the portal. Plausible deniability, or as we like to say, good cop, bad cop. It was kind of my fault for choosing hard mode. Oh, I see. If Riza's plan fails, you and the rest of humanity can disavow Riza's actions as his own and still go through with the trade as agreed, and Riza would be dealt with, however. Yet if Riza's plan succeeds, you have given us nothing, instead of gained what you wanted. If Riza got away, you'd still have me, though. If your world is a wasteland, don't you think losing you is a price they would gladly pay? Maverick's words make me think. Did I really have the complete picture before I stepped through the portal? I guess that would explain why I got the job in the first place. Besides, Riza only stole the things humanity wants, so he's clearly not just doing this for himself. His actions only started after that confrontation with you, though. Maybe none of this was planned. Don't be stupid. Do you think I've forgotten about the secret message he sent you? I still don't know what he would have told me that day if he hadn't interrupted us. Administrated us. Unless, no, it happens in this chapter, doesn't it? I don't know. He wanted to discuss his plans with you. Only after I found out about the secret message he sent to you did I realize that all the messages sent back and forth between the portals could have been similar even before your arrival. When the police searched Riza's apartment, of course none of these older letters could be found. Those did not have any secret messages. Is that so? Not that I knew of, at least. When you sent me that secret message, I initially had no idea how to read it. But you knew it was a secret message? Yes. But that is not true for messages he sent before you came to the portal. I don't think so. Maybe those messages weren't intended for you then. We're not that different, you know. What are you talking about? I reached into my pocket. I still have that? I don't know how long it's been. What is it even? Put out the wrinkled piece of paper and showed it to him. Oh, the note? Okay. According to these test results, humans and dragons show remarkable similarities for different species, for different evolutionary lines, and completely different worlds. Oh, this is Anna's? Oh, the blood test, right? The blood test results. Where is it? No, status. Right, that's a drop of blood, right? I was thinking, was it fire or blood? But, yeah, I don't know. Why do you think I care about that? It wouldn't make a darn difference to me if other dragons came through the portal instead of humans. I was the only one who followed Riza and knew something was off, but all of my concerns were swept away in the wind. It's never about you being human. It's about my people not hearing my pleas, the leniency they were willing to show, all in the name of fostering this diplomatic relationship. You two came in here and strutted out like you owned the place as you tore my home apart. The blood of those who died is on the hands of everyone who allowed this to happen. If they had listened to me in the first place, maybe I'd have caught Reza that day, and that day I was wounded, and things would look very different now. I agree. Then why do you blame me for suspecting you? All this time I've just been helping the police. So have I. Maybe they'll finally catch Reza, and we'll see how all of this turns out. Wait a minute, you had Anna perform these tests for you? It was more the other way around. She was the one who wanted to study my blood. Suddenly, I'm not surprised that you had these tests done. She can be ruthless when she wants something. What did she do to get your blood? She asked me nicely for it. It's a funny joke. Is it because Anna's like never nice to people? What? She asked nicely? Nothing else in this world right now could be worth more than samples of your blood, and you just gave them to her. It's because she needs to live. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. Even if humanity and Reza have cooked up a crazy plan, even if they're willing to sacrifice either of you for their own gain, maybe you really have nothing to do with it. Maybe you are just clueless. Doesn't really matter much though. After all, you have nothing to gain from me if I change my opinion of you. To me, proof is the only thing that really matters, so my feelings on the issue are not important. If you work with the police long enough, you just learn to take things as they are. Maybe with you, I have to admit that I was wrong. And I won't ever stop looking for those who are responsible for this. If I find them, I'll show no mercy. Right, bye. Don't have to wait. Bryce and Sebastian were observing the farm now, and if anything new happened, I'd be the first to know. La-di-da-di-da. I'll do it. We don't want you to die. Cool, he didn't die. Oh, good. Oh, we can save Sebastian! We're slowly getting more and more options to save people. Nice. If that's important to you, why don't you just watch it regardless? Are you suggesting I abandon my post during the fireworks? No, you don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch for like half an hour or so, no one's gonna care. I'm not so sure about that. The guard post is pretty important. I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this so seriously all the time. Just think about it. The portal is broken right now anyway, and everybody will be busy just watching the fireworks. Nothing's gonna happen. I suppose you have a point. Just pick a good spot, and no one is going to even notice you're gone. Well, if you say so. Anyways, I should get back to the investigation now. I'll leave the stuff for you here, and I'll take care of the rest once I get back, alright? Sure thing. Oh. Okay, so is this an investigation that we haven't... Okay. Like, the bandage, do we just keep it with us? Is that how we get acquire the bandage? I don't know. Visit a witness, la-di-da-di-da. Can I help you? Oh, is this a little different now, because we don't know Ipsum? Oh, should be. Can I help you? You must be Ipsum, is that right? Yes. I'm working the police and hoped you could answer a few questions. Oh, do you have any news about my roommate? This is about the noises you heard last night. What is going on with your roommate? He went missing a few days ago. I already talked to someone from the police about this, but I haven't heard back from them since. I'm sorry, this is the first time I've heard about this. I don't know what happened to him. He didn't go on vacation, nor did he suddenly decide to visit the next town. I'd know if he did. He would have told me. Honestly, I find it odd that when someone goes missing, I don't hear back for several days. But when I hear loud banging noises during the night, the police send someone over immediately. Right? So, he did actually, like, go missing. Whether he's dead or not, we don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't think I want to talk about this right now. Aww. What happened? He went missing. Let's do this good thing. La-di-da-di-da. Hello, Kevin. Hey, we should hang out with him sometime, right? Oh, but we should focus on Bryce. I think we'd still be able to hang out with him, right? Just like how... Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, okay. Why don't you come over to my place later? I'd love to hear more about what college is all about in this world. Then you found the right person for the job. I can't promise anything right now, but maybe I'll see you another time. Sure. I also have to finish this up here, but after that I'm free. Alright, I'll let you know. I'm here all day today and tomorrow, so it shouldn't be hard to find me. Great, I have to get going now, but I'll be sure to let you know if anything's up. Sure, see ya. Alright, Kevin, cool. So it turns out you've seen this before. Yeah, let's go. Let's leave. Yes, I want to skip ahead. As you wish. Thank you. Hey Yoshi, want to meet up and go somewhere? Just the two of us? I just want to get out of my crummy temporary apartment. I'm sure we could think of something fun. Is he thinking what I'm thinking? What would he be thinking? What am I thinking? Okay. Your screen is stuck. Fix the screen lag. Oh? What's going on? My stream seems to be okay. My screen is okay on my stream. Are you alright? It's fixed now, don't worry. Alright. Glad to hear it's fixed. Meet with Bryce. Let's go! Let's go meet with Bryce. Oh, that must be him. Hey, Yoshi. Hey, Bryce. I know you said you wanted to get out of that small apartment of yours, but I'm not sure if mine is much different. Well, I figured yours couldn't be any worse than mine. Now that I'm seeing it from the inside, I have to say it, Council didn't do a bad job with it at all. I assume it's appropriate for someone with my status. Whereas the chief of police has to make do with whatever he can get. He said it was only temporary. It is, but I'm really getting sick of it, to be honest. I can imagine. Anyway, what's the plan? Plan? We gotta do something, right? If you want some entertainment, I could offer you a bookshelf full of it. Here, Sheridan, the Scepter of Surrender. Should be enough to last you. No thanks, I have enough fiber in my diet already. I suppose you're not a fan of reading then. Why would I visit you just to read some crummy book? Besides, I do read from time to time. What do you read? Signs, menus, magazines. I don't think that counts. Let me take a look around your apartment then. Feel free, though I'm not sure if there's anything special about it. I watched with amusement as Bryce headed for the kitchen. So that's what you're really looking for. Guess what? I found something. Showed me one of the cheap bottles of wine that had been in the cupboard since I arrived. Why don't you raid the fridge while we're at it? No thanks, this will do for now. Oh, I get it. You want to play spin the bottle. Sure, we just gotta empty it out first. I assume you don't mean emptying it into the sink. Of course not, that'd be a terrible waste. Yeah, of course. Terrible waste of the second cheapest wine from the store. I don't know how you humans are with stuff like that, but here we don't throw away perfectly good things. Did I say that? Oh, right, no. Okay, that was me. Oops. Not sure this wine will qualify as perfectly good. Because Remy told us, right? The second cheapest wine. Hey, at least it's not the absolute bottom of the barrel. Now, you gonna help me with this or not? Sure, I guess. Sure, why not? It's just one, right? Right, let's make it one glass for you and the rest for me. You think that's fair? If I had to guess, I'd say I weigh 5 to 10 times as much as you do, so this is as fair as it gets. If you say so. I'm in the kitchen cabinet to find an appropriate vessel for Bryce, but when I turned to ask him about it, he had already opened the bottle and was suckling on it like a baby. So that means I won't have to do any dishes. How does it taste? Like wine, I guess. Cheap wine. Besides, I thought you were more of a beer person. Hey, I take what I can get. Just a few minutes later, the bottle had been emptied completely. Not sure if drinking like a dragon is a phrase, but if it isn't, it should be. Hey, not everyone can drink like me. I see. Now we can finally play spin the bottle. Don't we need more people for that? Done, you're right. Now I drank all of this for nothing. Somehow I think the whole spin the bottle thing was just an excuse so you could drink the wine. What? I'll never do such a thing. Of course not, Bryce. Of course not. Look at that. Well, we could still play with just the two of us. At that point, we wouldn't even need the bottle anymore. Come on, where's your sense of funness? Not even a word. We're here to relax. You should lighten up a bit. It's a bit hard to lighten up given everything that's been happening here. If anything, it's worse now than it's ever been. Reese's actions are threatening our agreement, and with it, the survival of everyone I know back home. really takes the cake is that he may have it out for me because I'm helping all of you. Want to have this conversation right now? Right, let's have it. Just let it all out. Yeah, why don't we talk about Maverick? He may have it out for me because he thinks I'm working for Reza. And me? I'm just here, right in the middle of this whole mess, just trying to make the best of it. You know, you're only involved in the investigation because we needed your help, right? I know, and I'm doing what I can, but that doesn't mean it's making the situation any easier. You think I don't know that? Me, the one responsible for every action our police is taking in this matter? If you want to go ahead and blame someone, just blame me. I can take it. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying this whole situation is something I'm not very comfortable with. And whose responsibility is that, huh? However you look at it, it's me. I was the one who didn't listen to Maverick back when he had his suspicions about Reza. If we had acted then, this whole thing might not have spiraled out of control like it did. And despite what you might think about him, he was the one who found Reza's hideout, even after I forced him into sick leave. We're practically at Reza's front door and he still got away somehow. If I'd done something different, I might have caught him. Let this be my official apology to you. I apologize for anything I might have done to wrong you. I'm sorry for putting you through all of this and having to involve you in our work while trying to fix this whole mess, because in the end, it was all my responsibility. Oh, Bryce. There's no need. It's okay. Being really nice at the moment. Ugh, you don't need to apologize for anything. Oh, look, okay. Yeah, it's my in-game character's fault for going on about this. Why would you do this? Oh. He hurled the empty bottle against the wall on the other side of the room where it shattered into pieces. Then what do you want me to do, huh? I don't know. That was aggressive. Do you think it's easy for me, seeing so many people die on my watch? Do you think I don't keep asking myself the same questions? What I could have done differently, if that would have made a difference? You'd think as chief I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not. How could someone ever get used to this? It's my duty, you know. I can't save them all. Never could. Yeah, honestly, even in like real life, this is a really big matter. Like, people who work in the police force or whatever, or similar sorts of things, they have people dying under their care every day. It must be really rough to work at a job like this. You know what happened out on patrol today? We found a dead child and a mother in their home in the outskirts of town. The mother died from some sort of illness, and after that, the daughter never left her side again, as if she had just given up on life. Try and think how you might explain something like that to the relatives, but I guess in this case we got lucky, because the father was one of Reza's earlier victims. You've been to more than enough crime scenes by now. Have you remained so calm? How have you remained so calm? Do all those who have died not matter to you? I'm sorry for making you look at a corpse on your very first day here, but you know I had to. Your help here has been invaluable, and it's not like I could ask anyone else. It's the same for me, really. Sure, they could ask someone else to be chief, but if I'm... Okay, it's weird that the capital I for if, but if I'm the one who's best suited for the job, who am I to reject that? Otherwise, I'd have to blame myself for every mistake the other chief made. Is that why you drink? Might come as a surprise, but actually, the alcoholic police chief used to be a huge stereotype in our world. Makes a lot of sense. Really? You wouldn't believe it. Actually, I do. Research about alcoholism in the police force is out there, but the general populace doesn't know about it. It's all just internal documents. Why don't people know? They don't want to know about unhappy feelings like that. Besides, they trust their chief. If they knew about it, maybe they'd start to have their doubts. I thought it was common knowledge that you visit the bar fairly often. Often enough that you're friends with the bartender. I don't know. Maybe they don't realize how it affects me. They see someone who can drink a lot and does it for fun. They don't realize what it means. Right. So that's why he drinks so much. That makes a lot of sense, huh? He drinks like his worries away, like how people smoke. Just to, like, make themselves feel better about stuff. Aww. What other stereotypes about the police are there in your world? That is the biggest one. I see, well, alcoholism and suicide both are huge problems in law enforcement. There's the donut one, but that's just donuts. Suicide. Yeah, if you have to deal with the things we do on a daily basis, it can affect you in pretty bad ways. Everyone has their breaking point. That makes sense as well. That's another big issue. We all just cope in our own different ways. Some do it better than others. That's why I'm worried about Maverick right now, and why I wish you'd known him as long as I have. Think is that his breaking point? He's taking this whole Reza situation very personally. I'm just worried about him, you know? Just like I'm worried about everything else until we can sort out this whole mess. It's personal for me too. No matter what you may think about Maverick or what he may think of you, he still found Reza's hideout, which led us to the generators. He seemed like an alright guy. It's just what happened in the past and its effect on him would have, you know, caused a lot of stress on him. That is why he's like how he is right today. Hopefully we can get a happy end for everyone. The end. I guess yeah, both helped a lot in this investigation. My point with all this, we're all a very tight-knit group at the police station. Me, Sebastian, Maverick, Naomi. The bond we form on this job is how we want to look out for each other. How we know to look out for each other. I can tell you, there's nothing else quite like it. What do you think? How many more have to die to stop Reza? If anything, he's more dangerous now than he's ever been before. You know how much depends on how this all turns out. Whatever happens, I'm just glad to have known you. Remember when I told you about the wooden models I'm making? I never told anyone else about that. As much as I like everyone in the department, it's just not something I can talk about with them. Saw us at the barbecue. I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry about the bottle, by the way. I'd clean it up, but don't worry about it. It was empty anyway. Heh, that's the Yoshi-High. Oh, you won't believe what happened with Emma at work. What did? Well, I did what you told me and played along with her. Oh, I wonder what other decisions, like the other decisions would have made this scene change. Like, she asked me for a massage again a while ago and gave her a massage. Honestly, I have no idea what I did. I don't know how to give a massage, so I just pressed and rubbed her here and there. What did she do? Well, she seemed to like it a lot. There was a lot of grunting and moaning. Plus, she gave me a lot of compliments. I guess there was a lot of tension she needed to get rid of. She should visit a massage parlor then. They have people there who are way more qualified than I am. Do they? Yeah, usually it's those who have better hands than I do. But then, she doesn't really want the massage anyway. She just wants me. What are you gonna do next? I don't know. After I gave her the massage, she just told me to go home and take the rest of the day off. The next day, she acted like nothing happened. Did she deny that it happened? Nope, I didn't even bring it up. We just went on with our work as usual. Strange. I get the feeling she might ask me to do it again soon. What will you do then? I'll probably just do it again. If I can get the day off, I can at least go back to the department and work on the case a bit, instead of doing nothing in her office all day. Good point. Makes for an interesting story, that's for sure. True. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. If I told you that I'm a time traveler from the future, what would you say? Bringing this up, huh? Time travel? Isn't that something that just happens in bad science fiction novels? Why only bad science fiction novels in particular? Don't you think there could be a good one? Let's just say all science fiction novels, cause they're all bad. Huge generalization aside, what if we are in a science fiction story and time travel is a silly metagame? I'd want to see some proof of it first. That's not something you come across every day, after all. What if I confided it to you as a friend? You'd still have to show me some proof, or else I'd call you out on a joke. What if I was serious? Well, it's pretty far out. That's the kind of thing someone would make up to scam people for their money, something like that. Right, let's forget about time travelers. What if I told you there is another human here besides Reza and me? Oh, this is interesting because we've never brought this up with anyone else yet. This is getting kind of weird, Yoshi. Just entertain me for this question. Well, unless you had some sort of proof, I'd call you crazy. As a member of law enforcement, aren't you supposed to follow up on every report? Yes, but that doesn't mean we have to believe everything. There is no proof. We'll look for proof. If we don't find some, well, not any proof at least to follow. There's nothing we can do anyway. I see. By the way, when you and Sebastian went to the farmhouse to go after Reza, you just left me alone with Maverick in the same room. I did? Yeah, I was worried there for a few seconds. Don't you worry about him. You mentioned that you had a talk with him about a week ago, and that didn't end badly for you either. Might be scary, but I don't think you need to be afraid of him. He's got a very strong sense of justice, so he wouldn't do anything to you without good reason. Yeah, see, he seems like a good guy. When we were alone, we had an opportunity to talk about where he made his position very clear. Did he threaten you? No, I was honest with him, and in turn, I think he was honest with me as well. Oh, really? Yeah, I had nothing to hide. If he was willing to talk, I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity. How'd that go? I think he doesn't suspect me as much anymore. Guess that leaving you alone with him wasn't such a bad thing after all. I suppose you could say so. I just did. What's that outside? Fireworks? Yeah, must be the summer festival. You want to get out of your apartment, and rather than go to the festival, you came here? The festival isn't really anything special for me anymore. See one, see no more. Besides, it's usually more a thing for families, really. I see. Are those the fireworks people keep talking about? No, they have fireworks show every evening. Nobody really even cares about the first couple of days. It's only on the last day when they bring out the big ones. I usually watch those. Oh, so if there's big explosions, then you care. Oh yeah, there's a big tradition here, maybe even an ideological one. You know, everyone in the whole town united under the stars, watching the beautiful fireworks. It's a thing. People have been telling me for the last few days how I just have to see them. You know, you kinda owe it to us as an ambassador to take part in a cultural event like that. I'm gonna go anyway, so you don't need to convince me. Wanna come with me? I know all the good viewing spots. Most of the popular ones are usually super crowded, and we probably want to avoid those. I can't really promise anything right now, but I'll keep it in mind. Well, you've got my number, so let me know as soon as you can. Sure thing. You know, those fireworks are often a couple thing. I'm not surprised. They can set the mood for a romantic evening. Well, they're still going on outside right now. Are you saying you want to go outside and watch? No, I'm saying we could take this conversation elsewhere, namely, the bedroom. The bedroom here is nothing special, I can assure you of that. Well, it's better than the one I have right now. You know, when you slept over last time and we shared the couch, I took it as a sign. Did that mean anything to you? Or was that just two friends sharing a couch that was clearly too small for two people who just wanted to stay friends? Ooh, wow, this is a big thing. Huh. I mean, exactly what you thought it meant? I suppose. Why don't we make this a little more romantic then? Share a glass of wine and see where the evening takes us. I should have another bottle in the kitchen. I'll go fetch it. Sure thing. Went into the kitchen to fetch a bottle of wine and two appropriate vessels, wondering how Bryce would manage a wine glass. Oh jeez. It'd be a little dangerous, wouldn't it? When I returned from the kitchen, however, I was met with an unexpected sight. Huh. Alright. Well then. Hello, Bryce. Except... oh my. Bryce sprang to his feet, and somewhat embarrassed look on his face. What is it? No, that was fine. Don't stop. That's great. That's wonderful. Of course, Bryce is great, isn't he? Not something you've seen here before, huh? Not like that. And then, especially with my kind, they are... well, I think you can see what I mean. You just want to stand there and keep staring? No. Then why don't you come a little closer? Alright. He's hungry for it. I think he is. Well then. Bryce, huh? Okay. There we are. Let's go meet with Kevin so we can get the achievement. And because, you know, after meeting with each person, I think they just appear on the title screen as well. So it's part of the game to go meet with everyone. Like, even like all the side characters as well. Alright, let's go meet with Kevin. Ding dong. That must be him. Hello. Good to see you again. This is where you live, huh? For the time being. That's pretty nice for a small town like this one. Are you not from around here? Nope, I'm just here for the job until the next semester starts. Basically, I'm trying to drum up interest for the college and see if there's anyone around who'd like to apply for it. How's that working out? Well, I haven't actually met that many candidates out here so far. For a town like this one, it's typical for the young people to go into an apprenticeship to prepare for their future job rather than go to college, but if there's anyone willing, we want to find them. Even out here? Yeah, there's always a need for more highly educated people in the cities as they expand. Cities? That's the first I hear of cities in this world. I thought this town was where it's at. Then you've really been missing out. This town isn't really all that special when it comes down to it. I've lived in the city for most of my life. Of course, that's also where the college is. I don't think they'd build one out here anyway. Excuse me, Edgy McEdgelord? I mean, he seems alright. It's a college guy. Mr. Recruit, sorry, what am I saying? I was reading this. Mr. Recruit College Kid Guy. Something, I don't know. I think as ambassador they showed me around a bit, but apparently that isn't the case. Your visit is a bit of a political issue right now. The bottom line is that it's also for your own protection. Everything surrounding the portal has been a well-kept secret. People know that it exists, and that we currently have human visitors, but the exact location is only known to those who live here. This character design threw me off. Oh yeah, I get what you mean though. Like a very dark, aesthetic, I guess. And the big holes. If it ever got out, I don't think this town could face the ensuing current of tourists trying to catch a glimpse of you. Travel has been restricted as well. There are strict conditions for people who want to come out here. The only reason I was allowed to is because this isn't the first time I'm doing this job. People here already know me. Oh, that's cool. Heck, I didn't even know this was the town in question until I arrived and heard everyone talking about you. Well, I'm glad they're taking this matter seriously. They certainly are. I'd like to know more about these cities you talked about, though. Well, I can only speak about the one I live in, but what do you want to know? I only really have this town as a point of reference, so why don't you tell me about what's different? Gee, that's only pretty much everything. Out here, living in general seems to be a lot cheaper than it is in the city. There is much more room for everything. There are green spaces, fields, parks, and farms. You don't really see that in the city. People are more laid back and there is a bigger sense of community as everyone knows everyone, which can be both good and bad. For example, rumors travel fast and survive well in areas like this one. In the city, you can just make new friends and when that happens, but out here, a few well-placed stories can mean social death. In the city, it's also much more crowded. Buildings pretty much line the streets and there isn't much room for anything else. With the clubbing scene and opportunities for socializing, there's no shortage of potential friends. There are also many different jobs and education opportunities that you wouldn't find out here. Like what? Creative jobs of all kinds, for example. Game designers, writers, artists, that kind of stuff. The same goes for teaching positions in those areas as well. For example, if I wanted to learn how to write a romance novel, I can find a course for that easily. Out here, this would be a lot more difficult. You know what I mean? Yes, absolutely. In a way, it feels like you're always busy when you live in the city. The streets are usually filled with people trying to get somewhere. Of course, this is also a side effect of the small apartments, as people tend to go out more often and seek entertainment elsewhere. Which do you prefer? In the end, I suppose I prefer the city. That's not to say that I think one is better than the other. Different strokes for different folks and all that. You know, out here people would probably laugh at some of the things I do in my free time, but in the city, you get enough like-minded people to even get conventions going about all kinds of things. What conventions do you go to? I like all kinds of geeky things. Cartoons, comics and all that stuff. I've even written a few fanfics before too, so I can't really draw that well. Aren't cartoons usually for kids? No! Don't, Yoshi! Stop! That's like saying books are usually just for kids. Cartoons are just a medium. Of course, there are some that are aimed at kids, but there are cartoons for adults as well. Cartoons for adults. I see. Not like that. Well, I mean, there are cartoons like that, but that wasn't what I was talking about. Well, in any case, what else falls under geeky interest for you? Let's see. I guess you could say I'm kind of a techie. I do like following news about technology and hearing all about new developments in the industry. Must be pretty interested in the portal then. Oh right, I didn't even consider that I could actually go there and check it out. If I knew where it was, that is. I could show you. If you did that, you'd be like the coolest human I've ever met. The only human you've ever met. Fanfic so no. I suppose you'd be that by default, since you're also the only human I've ever met, but you get the idea. Let's just go. Alright, I'll be right behind you. No hesitation. Just going right to the portal. Right. There it is in all its glory. That looks so much cooler than I thought it would. Oh, state your business. I just wanted to show the portal to my friend here. Well, friend, you can look, but don't touch anything. And no fighters either. Do I look like I have a camera? Oh, you could be hiding something in your fur. Are you gonna give me a pat down? I don't think so. What's that though? Flyers for our Midwest institution. I could give you one if you're interested in going back to school. No thank you, I'm quite happy with my current job, which is protecting the portal from any unsavory individuals. What's up with you, Sebastian? Just doing my job, Yoshi. You could be a spy. Really? There's been a lot of interest in the portal from the cities. They have made us offers, but for now we're not doing anything until we see how your visit turns out. In the end, it's just a political power struggle. Small towns like us have to protect our interests. And in the process, reinforce the stereotype of country bumpkins being conspiracy nuts. You know I could arrest you, right? Respect is a two-way street. Just saying. Trust is good, but control is better. It's just a matter of perspective. Oh, come on, guys. Well, I think I've seen enough here anyway. Let's head back, Yoshi. Sure. Whoops. You're not gonna leak anything, are you? Of course not. Now that I think about it, I totally could though. Oh really? I have some connections and a potential audience. Now you're starting to sound like Sebastian had a point. Not really. I just know a few people from writing a column in our college magazine. It got popular enough that it was even featured in the local newspaper for a while. Interesting. What did you write about? Nothing special, really. It was just commentary about current events. I see. Guess you were pretty involved in your local community then. Not more than anyone else, I think. What's it like to actually live on campus? College in general is a pretty unique period of life, I'd say. Something I've noticed is that some people are not prepared for the independence they have when living on campus. You are given a chaotic schedule where you have nothing to do on some days, whereas on others, you are kept busy with classes, homework, and other things that you have to do. With study buddies, roommates, and classmates, it's not really hard to make new friends. You also get to meet a lot of people who share similar interests on taking the same classes or being in the same clubs. And don't forget about the dorms, so all these people are always within reach, which can also be both good and bad. You'd be tempted to hang out with friends when you should really be studying. For many people, it becomes the first taste of real freedom and independence. Some just handle it better than others, I suppose. That's true in real life too. That can be a problem with team projects, for example. There's always someone who ends up never showing up and not doing any part of the work. For me, it's not really a problem since I actually enjoy what I'm doing here. I don't mind the homework, and sometimes I read up on subjects in advance so I don't get left behind. I've even corrected the professor once or twice during a lecture. I think that wouldn't be a good idea with certain kinds of professors. Oh, with ours, I was even allowed the privilege of giving a guest lecture for my own class once. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was talking about. Come on, learning should be fun. It certainly is for me. I suppose being able to have that kind of attitude makes it a lot easier. It certainly does. Let's see if it keeps up once you have a few more semesters under your non-existent belt. Don't be so negative. Just for your information, I do have a bed at home. Besides, it's not as if I'm some sort of antisocial hermit who only focuses on his studies. I just know when to say no to my friends. That's good then. Oh, really? Yes, we usually get together on the weekends to do some cooking together. People can only stand so much frozen food before they get sick of it. And eating out in the city can add up pretty quickly if you're not careful. I see. We rotate the cook every week, but apparently people are looking forward to when it's my turn. Gotten a lot of compliments for my homemade mac and cheese. Now you're making me hungry. I bet they'll miss it, but they'll get to taste it again once summer vacation is over in a month or so. In the meantime, you're just out here handing out flyers. Yep, it's good to help out college, and I can also save up a bit in the process. It's certainly easier than trying to juggle a job and homework at the same time later on if things get tight. What were you studying again? Psychology. I see. Alright, go ahead and analyze me right now. It doesn't really work like that. I know, you just passed the test. Oh, I know what you're getting at. Maybe I'll steal that test from you though. Might be worth trying it out on a few people I know. Be my guest. On a more serious note, tell me something about what you're learning. What, anything? I just want to get an idea of the subject and whether it's comparable to our own understanding of psychology. I see. Well, I could tell you about an old and very simplified model of our psyche that we got taught in introductory classes. Sounds good? Okay, so this model divides our psychic apparatus into three distinct parts called id, ego, and superego. The id represents our most basic desires and instinctual drives, that is our physical needs and wants, like hunger and thirst, as well as desires and impulses. What's the difference? An impulse is more like wanting to lash out in anger, for example. The id seeks out immediate gratification for these urges. It is in conflict with the superego, which represents learned behavior like cultural and moral rules and societal standards. the kind of stuff we learn from our role models like parents, teachers, or guardians. The superego is the part that forms our conscience and controls our sense of right and wrong. It seeks to uphold these standards to perfection, which most of the time goes against what the id wants at any given moment. You sound like you had to rote learn a lot of this. If those internalized rules are broken, this misbehavior is punished by the superego with feelings of guilt and shame. This way, we are compelled to behave in accordance to these rules, even if the id tempts us to do otherwise. That makes sense. Superego. And in between these two conflicting parts of us, there is the ego, who is trying to mediate. It represents our rational mind that seeks to please the id's drives in a way that doesn't harm us or goes against the superego's goals. However, it also serves another master, the external world. The ego includes all our decision-making and how we respond to external stimuli. Ultimately, it is the one calling the shots while trying to balance the needs of the id, the superego, and the external world. And there you have it, an outdated, simplified model of our psyche. It still serves as a good introduction though. It does. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Actually, I think I may have heard something about something like this before. Why did you go with psychology in particular? I'm just interested in how people work, I suppose. It's all an incredibly diverse subject, so are the potential jobs. Just being able to understand people is such a huge factor in many fields, and the skills you learn can come in handy in all areas of life, really. When people hear about psychology, most usually think of psychologists or psychotherapists, but they can also be counselors for communities and organizations, researchers, or teachers. You also often see them teaming up with other professionals to influence every part of society. Just think about hospitals, courtrooms, prisons, even schools and universities. Makes a lot of sense. They can also become coaches for high-performance jobs where they work with the CEOs, athletes, and performers of all kinds. Every institution, every business that works with people can profit from the presence of someone who has studied psychology. That's why you will also find this kind of knowledge to be incredibly helpful even when you are a manager or in sales, because those jobs require empathy and understanding of a client's needs. Psychology is super helpful. Understanding people is just something that can come in handy pretty much wherever you go, and that's what psychology is all about. Even in video games, psychology is a factor. Horror games are an obvious example, but also with tutorials or UI design and how people interact with your game, psychology and player expectations are always going to be a factor. This game gets really meta sometimes. I think I get the idea. Out here, I think a lot could still be done to improve the image of the field, you know. What do you mean? There is a bit of a stigma to admitting that you need help, especially when you're doing fine physically. For them, it's a sign of weakness, so in order to preserve their image, they hide everything away, but looking away those feelings doesn't solve the problem. If anything, it only makes it worse. Is that something you'd like to work with? Me? Honestly, I don't know if I could tackle a big issue like that. It's good for me that psychology is such a diverse field, because I'm not quite sure where I'm going with it yet, or what particular job I'd like to have after I'm done with my studies. I see. I think you still have plenty of time to figure that out. Yep, before I came here for my summer job, I was interning at a psychotherapist's office for a month. Got to hear about some very interesting and also tragic cases. Thought I wanted to help people with issues like that, but sometimes it's pretty hard not to be affected too much by those stories, so I'm not sure if that's the right job for me. But you already like working with people, right? I don't know, maybe interning there was a little too close to the sun for me. If you didn't, why would you be the one to hand out the flyers? It's just like you mentioned earlier. Psychology comes in handy with sales and similar jobs where you have to interact with people. Handing out flyers is pretty similar to that, don't you think? I guess. You seem to be doing well enough with that. You're helping to bring your college and people together, and in this way, you're helping both. And it's been a lot of fun, too. After all, I got to meet you and even got a glimpse of the portal. Who knows, maybe one of these people you handed a flyer will one day turn out to be famous for their work. Now, I think that's a little too idealistic, but I get your point. It doesn't always have to be about big problems. Little problems need solving too. Like what you're eating on the weekend. Hahaha, yeah. What about you though? What do you mean? Well, I don't want to pry, but we've been talking all this time and you know a lot more about me than I do about you. Maybe you can't say anything about where you grew up or what you studied because it's top secret or whatever, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Well, I don't like talking about myself all that much, and I think there are some things that are better left unsaid. I see. If you're curious, I guess it's only fair I share a few things as well. You know, it's been fun talking about college. I already got my degrees a while ago. It was interesting to go hunting for jobs with my unusual combination of degrees, but I thought that would open a few doors. Before I got anywhere, our world underwent a few changes that made a lot of jobs obsolete. It's been a rough time since then. Turns out those degrees came in handy after all, because in the end they enabled me to come here. If I consider all the good and bad that's happened here since my arrival, it's been a vacation compared to home, and it looks like the vacation might come to an end soon. I don't know what's going to happen after that. I can only hope my visit here will have started something that will mean change for our world, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I shouldn't be such a downer though. Sorry for bringing it up, but maybe that explains why I don't like talking about it. What's your professional opinion on this? Well, in my professional opinion as a flyer distributor, I'd recommend a generous application of hugs. But that's just me. You look like you could need them. Go for it. I took a step forward, and I soon found myself being enveloped in the furry dragon's embrace. With him pulling me close, it felt like a giant furry blanket was all around me as the hairs tickled my exposed skin. Yeah, hugs are wonderful. After a few seconds, we parted, and he took a step back again. I hope things can be better for you in the future. I don't think I can do anything to help with that, though. I know, you prefer the little problems. Oh wow, it's getting dark already. Oh. It's getting dark. I should probably head out and look for a cave, or else I'll have to sleep in the streets. What are you talking about? Well, it seems like all the hostels are already full. Despite the vetting process for visitors, enough people got in to take all available short-term lodging spots in this town. Oh, really? Yep, despite only a few people knowing your location, or that of the portal, journalists and tourists are flocking to the towns, hoping to catch a glimpse or at least find a clue of your whereabouts. That only leaves me with the option of finding or renting a cave for the night, or sleeping in the streets. Not that I'd mind sleeping in a cave, but for someone like me it's usually something for an adventurous weekend rather than a way of life, and rocks don't exactly make for the best bedding. You could sleep here. Don't mind. Really? Yeah, there's plenty of room here, and it's kinda my fault that you couldn't find another place anyway. I guess that means you don't share the officer's suspicions about me being a spy then. Not really. You know, I could totally take this room apart while you're sleeping. You're not helping your case, sir. Besides, you won't really find anything special here. Hey, I'd keep an eye on that copy of Draconic Desire you've got on the shelf there. You might be tempted to snatch it while you're not looking. Like I'd mind. If you need something for bedtime reading, feel free to help yourself. Oh, I will. You met with Kevin and learned a lot about city and college life. Now you're prepared for a possible life at Dragon College, I guess. Oh, the student, there we go. Nice. Well, that's all good. Alright, let's have a look. Herb. Leadership. Alright. Let's have a look at the statuses, huh? Oh. Right. Not letting me. Neutral. So, okay. It seems that... When does Remy go missing? Right? I've seen him go missing in this chapter before, but I don't know what happens. I also don't know what happened to Adine. But Anna and Bryce are kind of like their on-screen stuff, so we do know what happens with them. They're all good. Alright, chapter 5. Who shall I bring? Bryce. Let's go. Bring Bryce to the fireworks. Ding dong. Must be him. I hope you're ready to see the fireworks, because I brought everything we need. In front of him there was a woven basket that was closed at the top. It reminded me of a lot of a typical picnic basket. What are you talking about? Snacks and other things. You'll see. Let's go then. Wonder what's going to happen with Bryce then, huh? A few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. As everyone else, la-di-da-di-da, well, there are more public spaces, but someone like you would get pushed around a lot in the crowds. Besides, I think you'll appreciate the solitude. If you say so. Fireworks should start any minute now. If you're hungry, you can grab something from the fun basket. Fun basket? That's what I call it. I didn't know snacks were that much fun for you. They certainly can be. Besides, there are other things inside as well. Oh, I think it's starting. Da-di-da-di-da. And there it is, the fireworks. Super cool fireworks. You remember what happened last time there were fireworks. Is that what the fun basket is for? Actually, no. And not unless you feel adventurous. We're already outside. That's pretty adventurous, I'd say. Suit yourself. Rice opened the basket, feeling around in it with one of his claws. Meanwhile, my gaze wandered to the illuminated night sky. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me, and we need to go through this. Alright, time to go. Let's go. Bryce, I think we need to go. Now. What? Do you want to take this somewhere else? I know where Riza is. What are you talking about? Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Then we have no time to lose. Let's go. So he just like comes with you rather than like right, I don't know. Just look at this. What is it? Eggs, a suitcase full of them. So he broke into the hatchery again. Wonder what would have happened if he had seen Sebastian here. Looks like it. He hasn't used the portal yet though. How could he? Isn't it broken? Not anymore. Looks like someone repaired it. Then he must be close, but where is he? What is so important that he won't leave without it? The underground building. The administrator had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. Probably hadn't been hard for Riza to guess the name, or to try stealing it from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. That must be it. So, what do we do now? We could wait from here, but I think I've got an even better plan. What is it? Let's just do it like last time. You go in first, and I'll stay behind and out of sight. If you meet him, you can confront him and maybe talk him down, but if he tries to flee, he'll still have to get through me first. Alright, let's go. Bryce led me to the dig site where they had unearthed the building's entry. Once we got nearer, he stayed behind and motioned for me to go forward. He slowly followed me, trying to stay in cover as I entered the building. Alright. Inside, I was met with a long illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, there you are, Yoshi. You don't know how I got... Oh? Well, apparently we can't skip this. Is it different? Help me with this and let's get out of here. No. I did. Okay, there we go. What are you talking about? I didn't kill any... Oh? Don't lie to me. You did it. I remember it now. What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. What? That doesn't make any sense. No reason. Are you telling me you weren't the one who stole the generators and those other things these past 2 weeks? No, I was in hiding. After what happened at the portal, I didn't dare to do anything that could jeopardize our mission. This is different and very strange. It says I remember now as well, as if I remember now that I've been here before. Because, like, 4th playthrough. I'm not sure if these things happen after repeated playthroughs, or if it's just with Bryce, but this is weird. Why didn't you just come back? How could I? They wanted to arrest me. I was a fugitive. I was surprised they didn't apprehend you, but then you weren't the one who shot at one of their police officers. Come on, Riza. The murders only started happening after you were gone, and the police have gathered plenty of evidence. You're the only one with a motive. All I did this whole time was try to find ways to contact you so you could talk to our people or figure something out for me. Why would I escalate the situation like that? Besides, how did you know so much about what the police were doing? If Riza truly isn't the murderer in this run, I wonder why... Like, what... I've been helping them, because you were going about this the wrong way. I didn't kill anyone, I'm telling you. They have proof, Riza. I've seen it myself. Just turn around yourself in and we'll go from there. Nobody can help you if you don't do that. No, I'm not going to turn myself in for something I didn't do. Not for these beasts. Who knows what they'll do to someone like me in captivity. How else do you expect this to end? I'm not doing anything until I've got free passage back home. Actually, I could just leave this place right now. Portal's fixed after all. That's not going to happen. Let me ask you one thing. How exactly are you planning to stop me? I'm the one with the gun here. You would shoot me to save your own hide? Only if you insist on standing in my way. You're not going to get away that easily. What are you going to do, huh? I'll be long gone by the time you call the cops. I don't need a Riza. They're already here. Suddenly, Bryce and Maverick were standing next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Yoshi? Traitor. Think I'd let you distract me with... Well, I mean, yeah. Well, this music's a little different. Just let me go, and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You got 6 bullets, la-di-da-di-da. You've been risking my life. What did you do to champion you, blah blah blah? So you still are the murderer, aren't you, right? Must be. The generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity, la-di-da-di-da. The administrator came out, la-di-da-di-da. And they belong to me, and then he killed Yeah, you're the murderer. Whatever. Nothing different. I wonder if the administrator ends up surviving eventually. But that's just ugh. My first instinct was to run away, but as Bryce and Maverick started charging, so did I. Oh. Reza was quick with his aim, shooting both Maverick and Bryce twice before pointing his gun in my direction. I quickly dove behind the box with the generator for cover, just as Reza pulled the trigger multiple times. Only a single shot came out and lodged itself in the box. I was seemingly unharmed. A loud hiss began to emanate from my cover. Everybody run! It's gonna explode! I started running towards the exit and was soon overtaken by both Reza and Maverick. I looked back over my shoulder to see Bryce grab the administrator before he started running as well. Just as I reached the outside, the explosion knocked me off my feet. There was a rain of small debris, and as I heard the walls of the building shaking their foundation. As I looked up, I saw Reza fumbling with his gun as Maverick pounced on him. He bit into Reza's neck and strained for a second before ripping a large chunk out of it. Reza wasn't moving when Maverick walked off and came towards me. Oh jeez. Where is Bryce? Looked towards the entry, which was now mostly black by debris. Must still be inside. Then what are you still waiting for? Come on. We ran towards the rubble, only to see the administrator crawling through a small hole as she removed the last bits of debris that separated her from the outside world. So she is still alive? Okay. Afterwards, she laid down, panting heavily. Water began to trickle from the new opening. It's the water pockets. The building must be flooded. And it's still inside. I'll clear away the rubble, and you try to find him. Both set to work as I stuck my head into the hole that the administrator had crawled out of. The place was flooded completely, but luckily, even through the water, I could see Bryce as he also tried to clear away the rubble from the other side. Quickly, I pulled my head back out of the hole. It's on the other side, trying to get through. Who knows how long he's been underwater? Give him some air. I took a deep breath before I went in again. I extended my arm to grab Bryce's muzzle. Luckily, he seemed to understand what I was going for as he moved into my reach. I pressed my lips to his muzzle, giving him some much-needed air. I drew back, repeating the same process a few times, while Maverick cleared away the rubble, until eventually, Bryce surfaced, panting heavily. Oh, you made it. Are you alright? Yes, let's get away from here before the empty water pockets cave in or something. Alright. Maverick carried the administrator while we went uphill towards the portal. Oh jeez. When I came across Reza's corpse, I took the time to strip him of his gun and ammo, not wanting the dragons to find them. Meanwhile, the administrator was set on the ground, and Bryce checked out everyone's injuries. Luckily, it seemed both Bryce's and Maverick's were comparatively minor and didn't need any immediate attention. Nice. The administrator was not so lucky, however. She squirmed as Bryce moved her clothes out of the way to get a good look at her bullet wound. No, don't. As I returned to them, I heard Bryce audibly gasping. Is it bad? Yoshi, do you remember the first victim? The blood on his muzzle from fighting back was neither yours nor Reza's. It was still distinctly human. I thought it was an error, or that our DNA tests weren't compatible. Huh? Reza doesn't have a matching bite wound from him. She does. I considered the implications of Bryce's words. Whereas Reza usually didn't hesitate to admit the killings to reach a goal he thought noble, he had denied any such actions this time. What? That's weird. Huh? I'm confused. What? Of course, there was no use ignoring the evidence before us. This could only mean one thing. Why did he do it, Izumi? Why did he kill them? He did kill them, you know. Just not in this timeline. Then why did he do it this time? If you can even remember my name now, then you should also remember what else he would have done. How he would enslave them to use as weapons back in the future, and how he doesn't care about what happens to this world. Had to do it in order to put you on the same trail he would have. Oh, so she just needed to repeat time for us. I'd come to you during the first night and tried to explain to you that I am a time traveler who had to kill in order to prevent a suffering that is magnitudes greater, genocide, slavery. Would you have believed me? You could have known that sometimes even Reza can change. If he didn't kill anyone, there would have been no investigation, and you wouldn't have known how dangerous he is when he shows his true colors. You just saw that even in this scenario, he wouldn't shy away from shooting others to get what he wants. So through more playthroughs, we're gonna get a different experience, huh? Besides, I didn't want to risk jeopardizing our experience by changing things. It could erase all the progress we have made and the things we have learned over the many times we've done this now. If I didn't shove you out of the way in the cellar when the light fixture came down, you would have died then and there. That's what happened the first few times. Really? What? Wow, there's timelines that we don't know about where we actually died there. There's a lot of trial and error involved to get where we are now. You wouldn't believe the lengths I have to go to every single time, and the consequences if I don't. So Izuma has to stage everything. Wow. And you could not have followed the same path and arrived here if I didn't kill them. The fact that you remember that it was originally Riza who did it only proves just how important this is. Only if the events stay the same long enough will you be able to learn from them and remember, despite the effects the repeated teleportations have on your memory. So we learn more and more as we keep repeating these. Interesting. Very interesting. This only tells me that I made the right call. If Riza had nothing to do with it, then what was he doing when he was trying to take the generator? I slipped him a note he thought came from you. Said to meet here and take the generator before you'd leave together. Played his part well enough, so you couldn't tell the difference. So he really did think that I planned all this? That I lured him here to have him arrested by Bryce and Maverick? For all is done, I think he deserved to know what betrayal feels like. I've listened to this long enough. Now, it was you. That's all that matters to me. No, Maverick, don't do it! I'll tear you apart! Bryce tried to go between them, but Maverick aimed his shoulder squarely into Bryce's bullet wound. Bryce collapsed, convulsing in pain as Maverick pounced on Izumi and tore into her. Meanwhile, I put a few bullets into the gun I took from Riza before I aimed at Maverick and pulled the trigger several times. What? No! What? Maverick collapsed instantly and looked at me with a pained expression. Beneath him lay Izumi, dead. Why? He was trembling and took a few slow steps towards me, only stopping when I aimed the gun at him. Stop right there. She killed them, and you protect her? We needed her. I told you I'd show no mercy if I found the killer. Just when I thought I could trust you. I should have known you'd shoot me, just like Riza did. No, it's not like that. Then why? I don't think I can explain. He shook his head weakly. Thanks for proving me right, Yoshi. Do you remember when I confronted you a while back and asked you to explain your reasons? You told me I wouldn't understand. You're right. I don't. His head slumped as he closed his eyes. He was dead. Story depending on how many times you've seen. Yeah, eventually we finally got it, like a bit of change in the story. So, what? We never return here. I always thought chapter 5 was a little too quick. Perhaps we got something a little different this time, huh? Hey Bryce. I'm afraid I've got some pretty bad news for you. What is it? We were able to power the portal again, even without generators from the lab, but we still couldn't re-establish contact with humanity, because we just need to restart the timeline, that's all. Because you know, that's how the game works. Ever since the portal got sabotaged and was repaired, the coordinates, the connection to humanity's portal, just isn't there anymore. Can't you locate it again? Don't know how. We found a different set of coordinates in there, but for some reason we weren't able to use them. I know, only I can. They're for travelling back in time to the day of my arrival. I guess you really are a time traveler, huh? Traveler. Now that you know everything, that really shouldn't surprise you. What are you gonna do now? Well, I guess returning to humanity is out of the picture. So it's either staying here or using the portal to return to the day you arrived here. All that time travel business is too complicated for me. Izumi had it all figured out. I'm wondering what she would think about this outcome. All she ever wanted was to save you dragons, just like Riza only wanted to save humanity. Neither shied away from killing people, so maybe you shouldn't look to that as pillars of morality. That's interesting though, isn't it? They both killed. They're like on extreme ends to save humanity, to save dragons. I think we just needed to get the middle point and save all of us, right? Either way, I'm not sure if you really have much of a choice here. They don't actually know if they can stop the comet. Of course they'll try, but without generators from the lab, it's not looking great for us. Oh yeah, that's true, isn't it? I initially came here to help humanity, but if I go back with what I know now, maybe I can help you too. Hold on a second. At any rate, it was nice while they lasted. Hey, no need for melancholy now. It's not as if we're not going to see each other again. But I wonder how much the ending would have differed if I didn't go back in time, right? Soon I was preparing to return to the day of my arrival. Despite her actions, Izumi had made a good point. Thinking about the knowledge I had now, I realized just how important it was to remember and how it would help me during my next attempt. No doubt, the teleportation would erase some of my memory again, but I could think of a few ways to retain some knowledge. Not only did I take my own written account of what had happened with me, but there were also physical reminders I could bring to remember, such as Izumi's mask and cloak. With her gone, I was now the one with the most experience. As I made my way to the portal, I realized that in order to make this mission a success, to save everyone, this time I'll just have to save myself. Alright. So it looks like the next one. So that's very interesting. Because that doesn't feel like Bryce's ending, right? Like, it feels weird because I feel like that just deviated from what would have been his ending. Because, like, it's highlighting the fact that we've restarted. And if we had gone with him first time round, it could have been different, right? Don't know. Alright, well, that's cool. Finally getting some change with the actual timeline itself, it seems. Alright, let's get through the credits. Just got back. Who did you kiss this time? Okay, a little different this time actually. So we had we were going for Bryce, did some stuff with him. Then something a little different happened. Say this is the good Bryce ending? I know, but it doesn't seem focused around Bryce. Okay, so I'll explain what happened. We got to the lab. Reza tells us he didn't kill anyone. You get the attacking scene, except the building's gonna blow up. We all get like blown out of the building and everyone survives there. Then we need to save like Bryce from inside the building, carrying out Izumi. And what happens is that apparently Reza actually didn't kill anyone. So what happened is Izumi had gone and killed the dragons to maintain the same story, like the same timeline as before. And she said, you have to do it. And we're starting to retain our memory now. We're going, hey, I remember that Reza, Bryce's good ending, huh? Oh, achievement unlocked murderer. Yes, we also ended up killing Maverick because he was attacking Izumi, because we needed Izumi around. It was just like, he was like, I don't understand, why are you doing this? And it's like, well, there's that. Bryce's good ending, right? How do you get people's good and bad endings? I don't get it. Still don't get it. So yeah, then we're like, oh, we're a time traveler, we can go back in time. And he's like, oh, okay, well, it looks like you have to do that then. It's like, okay, well, bye. And now we're taking a written journal or whatever of our adventure, and Izumi's cloak and mask to remind ourselves of what had happened. So this run's going to be especially interesting because we're going to actually remember a bit of, you know, what had happened already. So here, we also hung out with what's his name again? Slipped my mind. But we also have Bryce here. What's his name? Kevin, that's his name. Yeah, we got Kevin here as well. Is the sun any higher up? I think it is, right? Yeah, that's cool. Things are getting brighter in this world. Alright, let's begin again. Continue your journey, Yoshi. I will. Kevin, fluffy boy Kevin, yes, and we gave him a hug too. What should we call it? Alright, let's see how different this is. Shoot you again. So I don't know what exactly that's all about. No, we could just skip now. So we'll focus on Adine this time. Use the skip function 10 times. If you could, you'd probably skip this text too, wouldn't you? There's the achievement. Alright. Bryce led me back to the apartment. La di da di da. Alright, let's go order some lunch. Need to start doing all the Adine stuff. Hey. You're soaked, why don't you come in? Thanks, I was just about to ask you if I could stay for a little while. This was actually my last delivery for the day. I live on the other side of the town, so no mention of our whole memory thing yet, but maybe it'll come up once we see Azumi again? Maybe. Of course, I couldn't let you fly back when it's this ugly outside. So it turns out you've seen this before. We could skip to the end of this one. But, hold on. Maybe we can get the achievement here now. Adine to remove her headgear. That's one now. Don't skip ahead. As you wish. So, la-di-da-di-da. Ordered something I knew I'd actually like this time. I didn't want to make the same mistake I did earlier today. Do you have something similar where you come from? We do. As a matter of fact, it's almost scary how close it is to what we have back at home. Really? Maybe we all just share a similar taste. Maybe there's more to it than that. What do you mean? Oh, don't you trace your origins back to humans in some way? I know what kind of reputation we have in your culture. That is true. Let me ask you this. Where do you think the portal we found came from? Who built it? Humans did it, of course. Exactly. If you believe humans had something to do with an artifact created who knows how many years ago, it wouldn't be a stretch to think they could or have also influenced you in other ways. Even something as simple as this dish? I like that idea. What do you do when you're working in the restaurant? La-di-da-di-da. We used that joke before, but I think she enjoyed it, so yeah. Do before you came here. Okay, let's have a look here. So I said nothing special the other time. Let's see what happens here. Avoid the question by making a bad pun. I feel it was bad, but let's see. None. None? What do you mean? I mean, that's none of your business. Okay. I suppose it's my turn again, so tell me about your hobbies, like that. It's cool. What's that? I mean, we said the first option last time, I think. What's that? It's the practice of doing flying maneuvers, like rolls, spins, or loops. I'm actually hoping to be part of a competition in some time. Nice. Where? Oh, right. Yeah, let's go with this now. Awesome. Where can I watch that? I suppose that depends on whether you will still be here when it takes place. It's part of a festival we hold in this town every year. Okay, since it is my turn again, well... it's not really a question, I guess. You know what I mean. I mean, yeah, you do look different from us, but you're not really like anything like some of the things that have been said about it. And then she goes on about, dragons there are too many to list. Because we said noble creatures last time. Let's have a look at this one. There are too many to list. Too many to list. Some of them good, some not so much. Sounds like what we have on you, actually. Now that I see one of you right in front of me, it's almost silly what some of the myths say. Do a barrel roll. I know what you think. I can assure you that la-di-da-di-da. I thought it was awesome. I thought making a discovery like this was just awesome. Many people would love to have the opportunity I had by coming here. See, it's not so one-sided after all, so don't be surprised if some of us feel the same way. It's not just the discovery of new dragons. Yes, we've heard about that one. Yeah, it's a take with nothing special, that's what we said last time, that was true. Check it out when I have the time. Oh wow, it skips all the book reading, huh? Okay, let me know when you're doing it. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say about it. Right, since you asked about my family, da-di-da-di-da. Are you looking to date anyone? Yes. Oh, it's a shame you can't be with them now then. Or are you talking about someone you met here? Yes. Instead of maybe. Oh my! Would it happen to be someone I know? Yes. Dragons are good boys and girls. I'd smooch them all. Yeah, I know, right? Well, who is it? Not sure how many questions that was, but I'm sure it's not your turn anymore. I hope you still play this game. Just having fun. Right, sorry, you gotta play by the rules. Oh, go ahead then. Why don't we make this a little more interesting? La-di-da-di-da, truth or dare? What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened? What was your most embarrassing secret? I wonder. If any of these decisions will then lead to... Oh no, we're overriding the chapter 5 one for Bryce, aren't we? Oops. Oops. I did a silly. Ugh. Oh well. I don't think it matters, right? I feel like these don't matter anymore. I feel like it'd be earlier decisions that would determine how an ending goes, unless we repeat an ending and it's different. But I feel like it would, again, like, it's based on your previous decisions. Alright, let's just keep saving over this then. So we've said this one. She said, like, her sides, I think. What is your most guarded secret? I don't really keep secrets. That's not a real answer, but it's the truth. You know, you aren't really very good at this game. That's mean. Hey, it's my first time. Don't worry about it. So mean. Since it is my turn now, what is your greatest wish? Okay, let's have a look at what the other thing is. So I think one of the achievements is what? Get her to remove her headgear. No idea how we get to that, obviously. What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you? Let me think. There was this one time when I was still a teenager. I was messing around and wanted to try out a new flying maneuver. A barrel roll! There you go! There you go. Needless to say, it ended badly. I guess you didn't succeed then? No, the roll itself went fine, but I lost control after that and plunged right to the ground. Oh, were you hurt? No, luckily I wasn't too high when I did it. There was a great puddle of mud on the ground right where I landed. Also, my friends were there to see it. That wasn't enough to stop you from ever trying again? No, if anything, it only made me want to try harder. That's cool. Since it's my turn now, what is your greatest wish? We said this one last time. What peace? More than anything, I want there to be peace on Earth. That is an honorable wish, Yoshi. Okay, my turn. Alright, let's have a look here. Alright, so, what do you think is your biggest physical flaw? Huh, that's an interesting one. Are you scared of dying? Oh, jeez. We've asked this one. Don't remember what she said exactly. Do sneaky stuff, I think. Well, I wouldn't really call it a flaw, but if I could change one thing, it would probably be these straps on my muzzle. I don't like them very much. I think they're cute. Right? I like those stripes. I like those stripes. Attaboy, Dean. No matter if people like them or not, they always stand out. That's what I don't like. They did stand out, but they're nice. If you knew the world was about to end, what would you do? So we said this one. Say my last goodbyes and hope for the best, I suppose. Let's try that one. An optimist until the very end. I like that. What's your biggest regret? Yeah, she answered that one. What's your biggest regret? Oh, wow. These... might go back and replay this section just for these choices I'm missing. Oh my. Oh my. Did she say it twice? No. Okay. I think it might be time for a dare now. Alright. Move your headgear. There you go. Just that? That's not very hard. I thought I'd go easy on you since it is your first time and all. I see. Alright, let's have a look at this one. There, satisfied? Definitely. You got a dean to remove her headgear. Don't let it go to your head. Great. Thanks, game. You're great. So, it looks like we've got all the achievements for this this screen. That's cool. We've got a lot of these ones. I don't know how to get this still. Acquire the bloody bandage, because we've kept it with us, but I don't know how to acquire it. Move with Emerald. Still figuring that one out. Acquire a map. Oh, maybe if we go with the Dean to the library. Right. No. I remember someone mentioned something about wanting to get a map. That was Reza though, wasn't it? Yeah. I think so. No, didn't Adine want a blueprint of the building? Maybe if we get that then we'll get maybe that's what we need. Mysterious base, I don't know. That might be the secret like hatch thing that I still don't know how to figure out. Play a prank on Bryce, still no idea how to do that. Follow Vara, no idea. Keep the seashells, no mention of seashells, maybe with the Dean. Katsuharu, we've met him before, but I don't remember how we met him. So we need to like go ahead and do that sometime. It's when we went out to the portal, right? Yeah, I need to go do that again and meet with him. Assemble the sphere. The sphere? What's on that? Do a thing, see if I'm sending and that's the rest. Alright, it's excellent. This is still making puns. It always does, yes, of course. Alright, so from those you have met here so far, who's the one you fancy most? I think I'll take it down for this one. Oh, finally, yep, Alright, so, I think we'll just rest up for these, right? Let's just progress and get through this. What was that one? That is hope again. Interesting. So there's no loss yet, which is cool, which is good. Good. It's been keeping up with hope. a lot. Yes, I want to skip ahead. There's nothing important during this one. Really. I still don't get what's up with the thing here, the hatch. There's no hints to it yet. So I'm very confused about that. Too bad these puns aren't up to my expectations. You think they're exceptional? You guys are the best. This isn't the library. Is it any different? What did you want? Da-di-da-di-da. Oh, nothing different. What did the Dean want? Nope, not really anything. Da-di-da-di-da, da-di-da-di-da. That is good, that's all, thank you. Da-di-da-di-da, grocery store. Hello, bye-bye, bye-bye. Still don't know how to stalk Vara, but whatever, I guess. Tells that you've seen this. Oh, you can skip the upload, skip ahead. La-di-da-di-da. Alright, time to meet with Anna again. No, it's not Anna. It's Adine. Let's go. Oh, we're meeting here. This should be the right address. I'm coming. Hello. Oh, it's you. I was expecting someone else. You're a little early. What the? Yeah, my laptop doesn't warn me when it's getting low in battery. Like this other laptop, the one I use for chat and for school and stuff. It doesn't warn me when it's on my battery. So I just didn't realize the fact that it was on my battery. I need to plug this in. Give me a moment. Let's get the wire right here. Oh, the cable. Really? See, computer. It's getting hot, I need to tell me. Or maybe it's raining. I don't know. Alright. Oh. Yeah, I didn't know how long it would take me to get here. Better early than late, right? Well, yeah, I assume so. Oh, hey! I remember this one. Who was that? Were they the one that was on Adine's leg? I think so. And who might that be? This is Emily. She's one of the kids I work with. Oh, yeah. Hello, Emily. Say hi, Emily. Hello. Was it Emily? Might be Emily. Sorry. They look like a koi. I just have to bring her back to the orphanage real quick. Feel free to make yourself at home in the meantime, okay? Sure. Oh, this is a nice home. Reminds me of Remy's office, honestly. So this is where you live, Nadine. Small but cozy. I agree. I'm back. That was quick. Being able to fly does have its perks, you know. Wait, you flew her back? Well, I'm a delivery flyer. She doesn't get scared or anything? Not at all. She's such a brave little girl. So what exactly is it that you do at the orphanage? I'm a volunteer. I help them out with whatever they need, and sometimes take care of the kids. They only have so many social workers. The ratio is about 1 social worker for every 10 children, so it's good for the kids to spend some time one-on-one with someone they know. I guess you could almost call it babysitting, but for the kids, we basically become foster parents. The older they get, the less likely they are to be adopted. She might be too old to be considered soon. I mean, I'd adopt her if I could, right? Yeah, come on. I'm afraid that it's just not that easy, and the actual numbers of adoptions aren't very promising either. Really? Huh. I'm worried about what will happen to her if she doesn't find a family. We'll still take care of her, of course, but it's not quite the same as having parents. I'd adopt her myself, but I don't think I could care for her properly, not as a single parent with my packed work schedule. I still volunteer as often as I can, but because if I don't, who will? Someone needs to be there for the kids. That's very nice of you, right? Yeah. Thanks, but for me, it's not about being nice. I almost feel obligated to help, you know? Oh, I see. Anyway, let's talk about something less depressing, I suppose. Like what? Let me think. Oh, I just remembered that someone died here recently. Oh, right, yeah, it was this location-ish. Here in your apartment? No. Out there. No, not here, silly. It was close though, barely a block from here. Right, the murder of the maintenance guy. I remember that. Wait, it was murder? I didn't know that. I thought it was an accident or something. That's terrible. Sorry for mentioning it. Finding the first victim was already bad enough for me, and now I have to hear that there was another murder in town. I wish I could get some good news for once. Don't focus on the bad things. Right? Come on. We need to keep right with this. It's no use lamenting something you can't change. Sorry, Yoshi. Guess I should be more positive. It's just not always easy, you know. Maybe we'll get some good news soon. I hope so. That's the spirit. That reminds me, I've got something I wanted to try on you. Try on me? It's nothing too dramatic. I read this magazine the other day and found a few good news. Yes, I'm single. Yeah. And I found a few interesting articles. Using her partial hands, she held up a magazine to show me its cover. A rather bold-looking female was presented on the front, adorned with trinkets like rings and jewels. Various headlines gave me an idea of the content within. Reminded me a lot of the typical gossip magazines back home. Lifestyle, the magazine for modern people. So why is it a question mark? You could say I'm double. You guys need double mischief. You stinky cheese double mischief. This issue even came with a set of fortune cards. I'm not sure what to expect. Should they qualify to determine my fate? With articles like 5 steps to get the partner of your dreams, I'm sure they're qualified to determine my fate. Come on, it'll be fun. If you say so. What should we look at first? You decide. Alright, let's see. Yeah, this article talks about dreams and what they mean. Have you had any strange or recurring dreams lately? My dreams are usually nonsense. Well, according to this article, that means you're a really creative person. Oh, Adina's the partner of my dreams. She's really cool. Good to know. What about your dreams? Your dreams? Kinda feels like they're different every night. Most of them are nonsense, but sometimes I dream of people I used to know. What do you make of all this? I don't know. I won't call it baloney, right? Even the article concludes that scientists haven't figured out exactly why we dream. It's a big mystery. Partner. Sorry, I'm trying to flick back and forth between OBS and the chat and the game as much as possible, but it's hard. That's why I don't want this laptop to run out. Oh, you know what? I'll just get it out my iPad temporarily. Quick, easy solution that I didn't think of. Hold on, give me a moment. Just so that I ensure that I don't miss anything. No worries. Alright, let's move on. Good timing. Oh, I thought you meant moving on from the magazine. Don't be such a sourpuss. There's some interesting stuff in here. Hours of judgment. Do you think you can hear the trash can? Wow. Wow. That is just wow. That dream stuff wasn't so bad. Yeah, see these bad options, we're gonna have to go through them sometime or something. I'm sure they'd lead to something important. Okay, chat. Come on, let's get it up. See, I told you this is gonna be fun. Dreams are nonsense or complete silence usually. It's been more of the latter lately though. Yeah, usually I don't have many dreams, but otherwise they just... Well, sometimes I dream of people I know. But usually they just are nonsense, like whatever happens in them is just silly. What's next? A personality test. Didn't you always want to know what kind of relationship would suit you? I already know what I want in a relationship. Send this magazine to the trash can. Oh my gosh, I just need to see that. Come on. We need to see that, right? That's just... Like, it's not necessarily targeting a bad thing with her, but like, let's just see that. Why do you have to be like that? You don't have to take this seriously, but at least have some fun with it. Yeah, exactly. We're already having so much fun. Okay, first question. Yeah, okay. Don't want us to get like all black with her. It's awesome. That's honestly not how to have good dreams, bad dreams, nonsense. The bad dreams are like devastatingly bad. Aww. Oh, the good thing is when we wake up, it's a new day, and we realize that they're just dreams. That's good, at least. But yeah. I already know what I want in a relationship. In that case, we'll find out if what you think about yourself is true. Should I feel bad about having nightmares from the Super Smash Bros. Brawl game over screen? No, that is completely sensible. Okay, first question. In a relationship, what role do you take? Take the reins, my partner should be the leader. I'd like to switch it up every once in a while. That is very, okay. But if we're talking just about, like, in a regular relationship, if it's just a relationship, then yeah. I think it's important for both of them to be equal. No joke, actually. I'm sorry. But I get what you mean. You can be scared of like anything. I can be scared of ridiculous things too, so don't worry. These two, don't judge me, I was 9. It's okay. Variety is the spice of life, right? Moving on to the next question. Wait, aren't you gonna answer the questions too? I'll take the test after you. I don't want to keep track of both our scores at once. Alright. Question number 2. What is your favorite dessert? Chocolate cream cake, lemon ice cream with sprinkles, coconut. What is that? Souffle? Haven't heard. Souffle? I need to see what that is. What is that? What does that mean? What is this exotic food? It's a very specific dream. Don't judge though? No, we don't judge around here. Oh my gosh, come on. Don't freeze on me, laptop. Red hot chili cookies. What does this question have to do with relationships? Nah, they always ask these random questions in these tests. Come on, what is it? What is a souffle? Yeah, souffle, that's what I thought. Souffle because of the E. Egg-based dish which originated in the early 18th century in France. Egg yolks and beaten egg whites combined with various other ingredients and served as a savory main dish or sweetened as a dessert. Very cool. It seems nice. Triple chocolate ice cream or brownies. Brownies are awesome, indeed. Chocolate cream cake. That sounds fun. Chocolate and cream. I like both of those things. So that sounds good. An all-time classic. Who doesn't like chocolate cake? Here's the next question. What is your dream job? Oh, huh. None of the above is not an answer. Wow. It's like a cake, but it rises while it's baking. It's usually fluffy on the inside and crispy on the outside. I see. Alright, the chat is back up on my laptop. But it's taking a moment to scroll down. Can you please scroll down? Come on, you're silly. They deflate easily. Ah. Okay. Meant to be very fragile. Right, okay. So let's see. Business person is boring. Farmer's kinda like, I'm not so agricultural. Stay-at-home parent, I guess, would be fine. Spend time with the kids, right? What do I want to be when I grow up? Your husband? Wonderful. Gosh. Oh, what the? Why did you go back? You silly poo. I'm with you on that one, but does that really qualify as a job? Are you questioning the almighty magazine? Because I said anything. How many more questions are there? That's all of them. Now, to look up the results. I wonder how many results we get. Oh, it says here that the results are outlined in the weight loss booklet that came with the magazine, but I already threw that away. You clearly needed it. What a shame. Guess we'll never find out what kind of relationship would suit me. What a shame. Yeah, I really wanted to know. But now we've got to the best part, the fortune cards. That's what I was looking forward to. Me too. How's that supposed to work anyway? I mean, that is cards. How can they predict the future? Apparently, there are different schools of thought regarding the use of fortune-telling cards. The cards themselves don't know anything, they're just a tool. So the information actually comes from somewhere else. But where though? Well, one interpretation is that it's our subconscious who gives us the answers that we seek. Similar to how dreams can be interpreted, the interpretation of the cards is very dependent on the person itself and the symbols they recognize in the card's images. You recognize images that are relevant to our lives, and that gives us an idea about ourselves and our current problems. Yeah, that's cool. The relationship that would suit you would be one with him. Why they the way it's ridiculous, isn't it? However, that is just the most grounded interpretation out there. People usually associate something more paranormal with fortune cards. One of those explanations is that the cards are our way to communicate with a higher being, a paranormal entity that knows more than we do and can give us subtle nudges using the cards. And who would that be? Izumi? I mean, it's not really a higher being, but you know what I mean. The explanations range from ghosts to angelic beings. One even involved humans. Really? Yeah, people would say you could communicate with humans this way. And then there was also something they called higher self. Higher self? How come you know so much about this? Because I read the article about it. Oh. Oh. It's just... Oh. Well, the media is so, like... Yeah, media is great, isn't it? Okay, what should I draw for you? Why don't I get to be the one who's reading the fortune? Because I paid for this magazine, so the cards are mine. Humans are the center of all knowledge. Of course they are. Why would chocolate cake be brought together with it like that? That is a great question. Because clearly that is a good health choice. Okay, so what are my options? I could read your past, present, or future. What is it going to be? Oh, interesting. Let's hear all of them. I am traveling in time to hear about all of them. Past. Being the past sounds a little strange since you already know it, but it might help you see things in a new light or give you a new perspective. Let me see what this card means. Your past is filled with fire, strife, and conflict, yet like steel, you adopted it and were tempered by it. What didn't kill you only made you stronger. As a result, you grew up quickly and became a mature and decisive individual. You know what you want and you have the potential to get it. What do you think about that? This is very generic. It's true. It seems like that, right? Like I'd have to work hard to get to where I am now. Is that so? Then it's up to you to keep learning from your past and moving forward with that knowledge. I guess that's everything the magazine has to offer. Okay, so let's have a look at the other options. Because obviously we are a time travel. Present. Let's see what it says about the present. According to this, understanding our present situation is paramount to understand the future, as what we do now influences the future that will become our present. Oh, this is interesting. What does it mean? Crossroads are ahead of you. Be wary of your decisions, for the consequences may be dire. Careful actions may have rewarding results, but carelessness could have consequences reaching further than you might think. At least, that's what the description says. What's your opinion on this? I feel like this is totally true. I feel like this is totally true, especially if you consider what it means for me to be here. I'm aware that whatever I do here could impact a lot of lives. I see. In that case, I agree that you should be very careful. Yep, alright, let's have a look at the future option. I'm pretty sure the term you're looking for is adapted to it, not adopted it. Alright, future. Prediction of the future is what most people associate with these readings. However, their purpose is to prepare the person in question for a possible future, rather than just predicting it. Alright. Oh, let's remove these points as ASAP as possible. Oh, that's great. Oh my! What is it? The card we've drawn is associated with drastic measures, particularly those with a final conclusion. This can be interpreted in many ways, but can refer to death, the ultimate conclusion. It can also mean many other things, like a violent outcome of a brewing conflict, or a positive resolution of a long-running conflict. What do you think? I think I know what this refers to. Really? How can you already know about the future? Let's just say I have a hunch. It mentioned resolutions to conflicts that have been brewing, and there's definitely stuff brewing. Yeah, I don't know, though. There's no mention of, like, past stuff yet. So, I'm still waiting for that Izumi moment. That's everything the magazine has to offer. This suddenly was interesting. I guess that means you had fun then. Sure, let's call it that. So, do you have anything interesting going on at the moment? I can't imagine what ambassador life is like. It's been busy. Thought this whole thing would go by quickly without any mishaps, but now it seems like there's always something happening. Oh, really? Yeah, figured I'd come here, do the exchange, and leave again, but apparently it's not that easy. We're time travelers! Yes, we are. It never is. You speak like you've had experience as an ambassador. Well, no, but doing your deliveries is similar. People order something, I fly to them, we exchange the product for payment, and I go back. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, sure. But things always go wrong. For example, imagine you have 2 deliveries to make, and the first one goes smoothly, okay? I'm imagining it very hard right now. Alright, so you get to the destination of the second delivery, and they actually check what you're handing them. It turns out that you mixed up the orders, but you already delivered the first one. That's certainly not a pleasant situation to be in. Now you have to go back to the first family you delivered to, who by now have probably noticed that they got the wrong delivery, and exchange what you gave them for what they actually ordered. Man, that's pretty typical, but yeah, like generic. But yeah, turns out that they didn't mind the mix-up. As a matter of fact, they have already started eating what they got instead. It's not so bad that they aren't angry, but now you can't exchange the orders anymore, so you have to fly back to the restaurant to get the second order remade. Happens all the time. As a result, the people waiting for the second order do get angry because their order has to be remade and delivered all over again, unless they don't mind. And the plot thinkers. They complained, and of course they get their meal comped. The restaurant can no longer sell that first order you still have, so the orders of both families are deducted from your paycheck, and you end up eating nothing but ramen all week again, just so you can make rent this month. That is unfortunate. And that's why you always double check your orders, because even a small mistake can have consequences reaching further than you think. Sometimes we just have to learn the hard way. I guess so. Anyway, what else have you been up to recently? Do you remember the stunt flying competition I told you about? Of course, I assume participation is a given by now. Actually, I'm not so sure about that. I mailed the application earlier today, so hopefully it will arrive before the deadline. Or maybe I should just fly it over myself, while showing off a few moves, that is. You should fly over anyway to make sure you get in. It'd be a shame if you couldn't enter because of a technicality. Yeah, I really should drop by. By the way, could you do me a favor? It depends on the favor, I suppose. It's kind of a long story, but there's something I need. You know some people at the police station, right? Oh, is this getting the map? Yes. I think they're in possession of a map related to the underground building they found. Knew it. I've heard about that. Oh, that's great. Maybe you can get them to hand it over? Doesn't even have to be the real thing. A copy would be just fine. What do you even need it for? Let's just say I'm interested in doing a little investigation of the place myself. What's so special about it? It's supposed to be a remnant of an earlier civilization, or maybe even something created by humans. Who wouldn't be interested in that? Well, it was made by one human, but okay. I mean, no, she brought the whole lab over, so I guess it was made by multiple. I can live with a few people. I'd pay to visit myself if I could, yeah. See, I think if you put your word in, we could easily make it happen. How do I even ask for something like that? You could always say that humanity is interested in it. Honestly, they probably would be. Could you ask them for me, please? I can try. I won't promise anything, but I can certainly try. Thank you, that means a lot to me. I didn't know you were into archaeology. I wouldn't care as much if it turned out to be just some old building. The whole thing about it being made by humans is what's really interesting. Why's that? Well, the myths wouldn't be very mythical anymore if that was the case. We'd have proof. That was so shortly after finding out what humans are, in fact, real. Yes, what a time to be alive. So you believe in all of that stuff? Belief isn't the right word when it's standing right in front of me, you know. That alone is a miracle. I get excited all over again, just thinking about it. All over it, yeah. Speaking of which, all this excitement made me lose track of the time. Is it that late already? Oh, actually, I have places to be, especially if I want to make sure my contest application arrives on time. Guess I should be going then, huh? For now, at least, I certainly wouldn't mind if you stopped by again sometime. Will there be any magazines involved? Actually, that magazine doesn't come out that often, so we wouldn't have anything new from them. I could get a different one if you wanted to, though. Don't bother. If you say so. Anyway, I really have to go, so I'll see you around. Bye! I just left off thinking. Right. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. So, let's have a look. We'll probably go through one more scene and then we'll end it off there. So, we've got a good status. Nice. That's good. Seems like some people are like more easily turned to a certain point than others. And Rice is the only one that seems to have a bad standing for now. Though I guess you can get bad standings if you're rude to any of the others. Alright, spend the day reading, because we just want to get through this so far. Chapter 3, what is the thingy here? It's a superstition. Oh, that makes sense now. The whole, the fact that there's, yes, no, we could just, yeah, I'm gonna skip ahead. Do the thing, achievement unlocked. Don't look at me, I'm just a messenger. How do you... There must be a way that you can get that. Come on. What? Does that just randomly occur or what? Where is that? Right. What does that... How did we even get that? What? Utterly pointless achievement. Do a thing. Do a thing. What? I'm so confused. It's great. Nice system you got there. Yeah, great. Production facility. Police archives. Visit the store, la-di-da-di-da, let's get this scene done. Oh! Oh, hey! So we can stalk her now. Actually, excuse me, sorry, but we'll have to do this another time. If you say so. Alright, so now we can stalk her. Luckily, she hadn't gone too far, so I followed her from a distance. So yeah, new options opening up, it seems. Minutes passed as we walked through streets, weaving through an unfamiliar part of town. The young dragon looked small and lonely on the empty road. Another thing is, it seems that it skips scenes where we've done everything for. Whereas things like these, it like keeps keeping the option here because eventually it will give it to us. That's interesting. Before long, we passed the village border. Yet she pressed on and stepped into the forest. I turned back once to gaze at the village on the far horizon, and in an instant, the dragon was gone. I rushed to the spot I'd seen her last and found the entrance to a cave on the hillside. It's the place we meet the administrator. When I appeared inside, I saw Vara alongside a much larger orange dragon. The small dragon filled a bowl with a thick fluid and placed it in front of the other. Then she placed her hands on the large dragon's chin. Gently, she lifted its huge muzzle and guided it towards the bowl. When she released it, the dragon's head slumped and fell into the liquid. The bowl tumbled sideways and spilled its contents across the cave floor. What? That's Vara's mother was very sick, wasn't she? I realized then that other than what Vara had done, the orange dragon hadn't moved at all since I arrived. How did you even find out about this? I could tell something was wrong, so I followed her. I see. Oh, good job, Yoshi. What's going to happen to her now? She'll be sent to the orphanage. The background check determined that she had a father, but the two hadn't seen each other in years, so she just... Wow. Can't you locate him? We did. Reese's second victim, the maintenance guy? That was him. Oh, so that's the family, huh? Wow. I see. How did it even get this far? I don't know, but we'll suddenly look into it. No, leave your no. Some just fall through the cracks of the system. Being out here on their own probably didn't help. Do many of your people live outside the town like this? Oh, so that's why the administrator was able to come here with us later. Yeah, well, some do it on principle. Others because they have no other choice. Houses in the apartments can be expensive, and it's not unusual for us to use natural environments as our homes. Right, I think we're done here for now. Don't forget to stop by the department later. I won't. Alright. So, we got that. You followed Vara. Well done, Yoshi. Oh, we got a... What is that? Huh? It's like an exclamation mark of some sort, but I don't know. Yeah, look. It's one of the items. Wait, no. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's not an exclamation mark, is it? What is it? I can't tell what that is. Huh? It's weird because it's coming up in one of the important items. Which is weird. Oh, I just realized something. We got the good endings when we talked about the, when we referred to the objects. Oh. I think you get the good endings by presenting the objects, right? Because this we presented and we got Bryce's good ending. This we presented and we got Anna's good ending as well, right? We presented the letter to her. See? Oh, they must be part of it then, right? That makes so much sense. Okay. So you just have to like have the items there to a button or a map. I don't even know what that is. Alright, looks like we all don't know. Alright. Da-di-da-di-da. Go to the portal. Da-di-da-di-da. We have to help. Oh. Wait, how do you meet with, Hassan? I don't remember. You saved that little girl. As far as I'm concerned, nothing else you could have done would have mattered as much. Oh, right? Because doesn't she just end up, like, being with her mother and dying there as well? I think that's what happens. Good job, Yoshi. I do what I can. La di da di da. X-Men sphere. La di da di da. It's not registered. La di da. Let's do. So let's save, and we'll do one more Anna scene. Sorry, not Anna. I keep thinking how Adine scene, and then that will be it for today. All right, let's go. No, wait, wrong person. Oh, hold on. I keep thinking of the wrong name. Silly me. Sorry about that, guys. Let's meet with Adine. Here we are again. Just a minute. X-Men sphere. Yeah, I just saw X-Men sphere like pass by. That seems important. I think we need that for Laurel's good ending. That seems like the object that we need, because we need to return. We never got around to returning it to Ipsum. I hope I didn't forget anything. You said something about going to the beach. Yep. You know, I'm glad they decided not to send you away after all. Me too. Oh, guess who got her entry confirmation for the stunt flying competition? Remy. Hold on, let's have a look at that option. Remy did? What? What are you talking about? It was a joke. Oh, not a particularly good one. Wow, so rude. Come on, we shouldn't joke about Remy, that's mean. You did. Oh, what if I say it isn't me? Let's have a look at this. That's right, got it right here in black and white. We are happy to confirm your entry into the annual stunt flying competition. Please have your competitor number ready and show up at the organizer's booth at the summer festival by... Well, who cares about the rest? I'm in. That's great. Yeah, but the festival is pretty soon. I have to make the most of the time until then to get my skills up to par. Thought you already had years of experience. Yeah, but now I have to practice the best routine I can possibly come up with, not to mention making sure I can execute it flawlessly when the time comes. Practicing in general is very different than practicing for an event like this one. Alright, let's have a look at that last option. Me! I got it, obviously. Is it me? Don't be silly, Yoshi. I've got it right here in black and white, la-di-da. I see. Are you ready to see some stunt flying? Sure. Let's go then. Let's go! See some stunt flying. So this is where you usually practice? I practice just about anywhere, but today's a nice day for a beach visit. Water and sand are also good surfaces to practice complicated maneuvers on, in case you can't make the landing. Makes sense. Oh, don't let me hold you up. No, I can't just start practicing right now. I'm still giddy with excitement from getting that letter earlier. Besides, I want to hang out with you while we're here as well. Sounds good to me. Do you visit the beach often? Not really, except for practice, that is. Does make for a nice backdrop while I fly, though. I see. Do you ever go to the beach? No, it's not something that was possible for me the last couple of years, but it suddenly used to be something other people would do. I see. Sunning yourself can be nice sometimes, but I'm not really a fan of going swimming. There is so much more you can do at the beach, though. Like what? You already mentioned sunning. Do you ever get a tan? What's that? I guess that's a no then. To be fair, you are completely covered in scales, so I imagine you wouldn't be affected. Tanning is a reaction of the skin when it's exposed to the sunlight. If humans stay in the sun for a while, our skin can get darker. How strange. If we're exposed for too long, we can even get what is called a sunburn. And what's that? Well, the skin take on a reddish tint, and it can also be painful and cause dizziness. So you have to be careful not to stay in the sun for too long? Pretty much, though that isn't necessarily true for all of us. Depending on the skin tone, people can be more or less affected by the radiation. I see. That sounds kind of complicated. Does that mean we shouldn't stay here for too long? I'll have to be careful, that's all. I see. Just let me know if I need to do anything. Sure, will do. You said you don't like swimming all that much. Why is that? Well, as you can imagine, I prefer the air to the sea, even though we flyers have quite a relationship with the water. What kind of relationship are we talking about? We use it to hunt. I see. So you go fishing, but can't swim all that well. Pretty much. We can do enough to safely hunt and paddle on the surface, but that's about it. If we actually want to go swimming, it's recommended we wear a life vest. Is it that bad? Our wings are made for flying, not for swimming. Their movements and musculature are rather different. With some training, we can learn to swim better, but it still wouldn't really be effective. I see. And besides, who would choose to learn to swim if we already have the air to ourselves? Flying's just your thing, I guess. Pretty much. You made it sound as if beaches are a pretty important thing for humans. I wouldn't say important, rather, it's a unique way for people to spend time. It was often done as a leisure activity or a way to spend holiday vacations. That sounds pretty important to me. What else did you do at the beach? Let me think. I got an idea and started looking for something in the sand on the ground. With a bit of digging, I found a flat, smooth stone and showed it to her. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do with this? Not really. Let me show you something. Oh, is this the seashell? I went to the edge of the water, followed closely by a Dean. Now, watch this. I extended my rock skipping? I extended my arm with the best technique I could muster before I threw the stone towards the water. Spinning in the air, the stone bounced on the water's surface a few times before it sunk into the sea. What was that? Stone skipping. Never heard of it? No, how do you do that? I can show you. I looked around for another suitable stone and soon found one near the edge of the water. Let's start with the stone. Ideally, we want that has a big surface area, but is as flat as possible. Got it. This one is also really smooth, which helps too. Okay, so we need smooth, flat stones. Now, the technique is also pretty important. I'm not sure how well this will translate to your anatomy, but I'll just show you how I do it, and then we can figure out what you can do. Okay. Hold the stone like this, extend your arm, and curl it like this. Then you have to throw it in such a way that it stays relatively stable in the air, but spins as fast as you can make it. I do it like this. I threw the stone, once again showing her how it subsequently bounced a few times over the water's surface before it sunk into the sea. I'm not sure if I can do that. We'll see, maybe we can figure something out. Let's look for a stone first. Okay. We both started looking for another appropriate stone. I saw Adine scratching the sand with one of her feet. She crouched down to pick something up before she turned to me. Here, what about this one? That should work. See, you've already got that part down. Guess so. Okay, now for the technique. She was holding the stone in the claws at the edge of her wing. I tried to guide her by pulling her wing back like I would an arm, but it became clear to me that it lacked a lot of maneuverability an arm would have. For the throw, you want to move your wing forward as fast as you can, and at the very end of the extension, let go of the stone. I'll try. I could see her moving her wing awkwardly. She pushed it forward before releasing the stone, which sunk without bouncing a single time. That didn't work. Yeah, there wasn't really enough spin on it. Let me try again. Alright. I waded a few steps into the water to retrieve the stone she'd thrown only moments ago. Here you go. I'll try something different this time. Feel free. Instead of using her wing, she took the stone into the dexterous claws on one of her feet as she continued to stand on the other leg. Effortlessly, she pulled her leg back before rapidly moving it forward and releasing the stone. It flew in a bit of an upward arch before it bounced off the water's surface once and subsequently stunk into the ocean's waters. Nice. Not bad, huh? I had no idea you could do that with your leg. Actually, our legs are what we mainly use to grab things. It only gets complicated if I'm supposed to be moving at the same time, like when I'm waiting in the cafe. Interesting. I suppose for someone who's hunting while flying, that's pretty much a requirement. It is. Actually, if I'm at home and eating chips or something, I usually use my feet as well. That sounds kind of funny. It probably isn't even half as funny as you're picturing it. That was a neat trick though, so what else can you do at the beach? I don't know, build sandcastles? I haven't done that in like 2 decades. I tried to imagine what Nadine building a sandcastle would look like. Based on what I knew now, she probably wouldn't be using her wings. Would you believe me if I told you we used to have contests for building sandcastles back home? Really? Oh yeah. Yeah, people would build huge detailed sculptures that would be taller than both of us, just with sand. Oh wow, that sounds hard though. You could try it if you like. I'm not sure if I have the patience for that. To me, it seems a bit of a shame to build big elaborate sculptures out of something like sand that clearly won't last. I mean, if you're gonna spend so much time on it, why not create something that will stay? That's actually the point of those contests, right? Just short little things. Oh, really? Yes, people demonstrate their skill when creating those sculptures. By using something like sand, they prove that it doesn't matter if the sculpture gets destroyed in the end, because they can just do it again if they like. I see, that's pretty interesting. Actually, it's not unlike your stunt flying competition. How so? Well, during a competition, nothing lasting is created from the performance itself. It's all about the experience and memories. You have to prove that you're skilled enough to do those stunts right at the very moment just for the competition. That's a good point. I'm in the mood for a snack. Should I get something for you as well? Yes please, sure. Alright. You can watch me if you like. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from it. You want to teach me how to fish? Sure, since you taught me the... what was it called again? Stone skipping. Right, since you taught me the stone skipping, I can show you how to fish. Okay. We actually have two very different ways of doing it. There's hunting and angling. Personally, I prefer hunting though. I can see why. Let me demonstrate. She took a few steps back and started running towards the edge of the sea. Rapidly flapping her wings, she jumped into the air at the last second, taking off and flying around the area. I could see her staring at the sea intently, circling a few times before descending towards the water's surface, claws extended. When she got close enough, her claws suddenly sunk into the water, only to reappear with a fish in their grasp. Afterwards, she returned and landed near me. Did you see that? Yeah, but I think my distinct lack of wings would probably prevent me from doing the same thing. You don't have to do exactly the same thing. In the end, I'm just grabbing them right out of the sea. You could do that. I'm not so sure about that. I bet it's a lot easier with your claws. Fish can be pretty slippery. I guess you have a point. Oh, there's still the other method. Angling. Yep, angling. See my tail? She showed me her tail. At its end, there was a fork in it, with its distinct shape, size, and color. Reminded me a lot of a banana. Okay. What about it? And this is the bait. She sat down near the edge of the water, letting her tail hang down into it. This can take a while sometimes, but there are techniques which can speed up the process. The right amount of movement attracts different kinds of fish. That way, we can even choose what we're gonna get. And that works? Yeah, not all the time, but often enough. Interesting. There are even groups that exchange tips and such for angling this way. Suddenly, I saw her whip her tail upwards, which caused the fish to be launched towards the beach where it landed on the ground with an audible thud. There you go. That didn't take too long. It can be very hit and miss. I just got lucky this time, and it's not even the kind of fish I really wanted. I guess that's why you prefer hunting. Yep, and you also don't get the nibble scars on your tail where the fish bite you. I see. Though, I suppose angling is going to be hard for you without a forked tail like we have. Actually, we have fishing rods for that where I come from. What's that? The principle is very similar. Basically, it's a long stick that we can hold over the water. The line connected to it has a bait and a hook at the end to catch the fish. When the fish bites the hook, we can reel it in the line to get the fish to us. So you are using a tool to do a very similar thing. Basically, yes. Banana tail, pure neat. Sometimes we also fish using nets. Oh, some of us do that as well. Not my kind, but usually it's those who either work for a fishing company or sell seafood on the market. I imagine someone like you doesn't have to buy their fish on the market though. True, but sometimes it's easier to just get them there to get what I want to, instead of coming all the way here. I see. Speaking of which, let me get a few more for later. Feel free. Once more, Adine took to the sky to hunt for fish. Well, it was interesting to watch her for a bit. She kept hunting for a while, and I started passing the time by collecting some seashells. Phew, that should last me for a while. Oh, what are those? Seashells? Yeah, let's have a look here. I mean, I think we need to take them as a souvenir for actually, like, yeah, just a souvenir for when I get back home, for the achievement. I see. You got some seashells. Are you sure it's okay to take them? Well, too late for that now. Well, that hunting was a good warm-up. I feel ready to start with the practice now. Go ahead. I'll watch from here. Actually, now that I'll be part of an official competition, I need a fancy stage name. Do you have something in mind? Not really. Have you got any ideas? Ooh. Oh wow, there's even custom name. Free Fall, Lightning, Meowing, Angel, Stormhawk. You can call me Sam because I'm like a surface. Started to question why I even bothered buying Puyo Puyo on Steam. I've got to realize we need a machine with Humans and tools. Do you have a tool for everything? Yours. Angel, yeah, Angel's a pretty awesome one. I like that one. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Ever since I knew about the context, I've been thinking of this name. Oh, self-voicing enabled. Press V to disable. What is self-voicing
enabled? Adding. Oh, why didn't I think of?
I'm not listening to you.
Self-voicing disabled.
Okay, did we stop it? Self-voicing. Okay, I didn't know that was an option. Angels and Scaled Wings. It's amazing. What a crazy coincidence. Do you mind if I can go with that? Not at all. Angel it is then. Alright, are you ready to see some aerobatics? I certainly hope so. Oh no, TTS. Oops. I'll start off with a few easy moves. The stage is yours, Angel. Thanks. Effortlessly, she took to the sky, circling around the area a few times before she started to do a few maneuvers. Whoa! Super flying! That's pretty cool. A roll followed by a loop, after which she did another roll, seemed to be less of a practice routine and more of a warm-up to me. Gradually, her maneuvers got more complicated. I saw circles that got smaller and smaller, a brief nosedive, and multiple loops and rolls after another. Then she landed and returned to me. What do you think? That was great! You haven't even seen the best part yet. What would that be? My very own Adine special, or rather Angel special. It's a routine I came up with and have been practicing for a while. Oh, her own form, guys, just like Poirot. It's pretty difficult, so I'll probably spend the rest of my time until the competition perfecting it as much as possible. What does it look like? It starts off with circles near the ground, then as I ascend, the circles get smaller and smaller. Once I reach the highest point, I go into a nosedive through the middle of the circles. At the show, I'll use a smoke trail when doing the circles, so everyone can actually see me going through the circles I made. That's awesome, that's so cool. It's a Poirot form! That sounds pretty cool. That's not all of it. While nosediving, I'll do a few rolls, and just before I hit the ground, I'll pull up again. Lastly, I'll end with a few loops and go for the next maneuver. It all ends up making a neat shape in the sky with the smoke trails. Sounds like you've got it all figured out already. Wow, see? Just like how you figure out a Poirot form. Awesome. Yeah, now I only have to perfect my execution of it. See, look at that. I've got a form and I just need to figure out the build order for it. Great. It's just like Poirot. Don't let me hold you up. Alright, here we go. With determination in her eyes, she took to the skies once more. When she reached a certain height, she slowly descended again until she was close to the water's surface. Then she started making her circles, slowly ascending as the circles gradually got smaller and smaller. Once her circles became as small as possible, she suddenly turned herself around and went into a nosedive. Her speed quickly increased while she moved towards the water. Then she did a roll, and another, followed by a third, dangerously close to the water's surface. She suddenly pulled up, but as she did so, one of her feet went below the surface, where it apparently caught onto something, causing her to spin out of control. Oh no! Don't get hurt, please! I saw her feeble attempt to regain control as she barely managed to steady herself enough to get back to the beach. She made a rough landing, rolling onto the ground a few times after gliding in the sand. Adine, are you alright? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. It looked pretty impressive until the landing. Ouch, my wing hurts. Let me take a look. Can you move it? A bit, but it really starts to hurt if I go further than this. At least it doesn't seem to be broken. Yeah, I guess it's a sprain. Happens all the time. Really? Well, not all the time, but it happens. Aww. What about the competition? The injury is going to put a serious damper on my practice schedule, but I'm not giving up anytime soon. That's the spirit, just don't hurt yourself anymore. Guess practice is over for today at the very least. Yeah, let's head back. Alright. Well, I should have some bandages in the cabinet over there. I'll get them for you. What now? What are you doing with the honors? Of course, where should I start? I think it's this joint right here. Yep, definitely. Okay, let me try to get this right. Can I ask you something? Sure, go right ahead. You went to visit Remy in the library the other day, right? I mean, there's a mod that reskins Dr. Robotnik's beaming machine back into Poirot. Basically a reskin of a reskin. Well, great. How do you know that? I was there and Remy told me about everything. What do you mean everything, Amelia? Oh wait, some of these things I feel like I was a little weirded out at first, but now I think I realized when you get told about something, you actually still retain that memory. Right? Because the Amelia thing, you have to meet up with the Remy, he doesn't just tell you about it. And I think this happened previously as well, when you're talking to someone else, he brought up something that someone else said. Don't remember where it was exactly. But once you gain backstory from another person, yeah. Wow, can I get a reskin of Mean Bean Machine into Kirby's Avalanche? Oh, right. Nice. Oh. Why did he tell you about all that? He's dealing with a lot of stuff, it seems. Well, he isn't the only one. I actually wanted to talk with him again, but if he doesn't respond, then I can't do anything either. I see. I guess I remind him too much of her. If he knew what I know, I'm not sure what he would do. What's that? When she got sick, I often visited her. I just wanted to check on her and take a little of the edge off, considering what she was going through at work. The night she died, I was actually with her. I stayed with her until pretty late, but as I had to work the next day, I eventually left. It was late enough, and I told her to take it easy. She told me that she was just going to finish up one little thing before she got some much-needed sleep. But only after I left did she realize that she had run out of her medication and went out alone to get a refill. If she just told me, or if I paid more attention and noticed, I could have gotten it for her, then none of this would have happened. And that's not even the worst of it. When she died, she was pregnant. Oh no. They'd already made so many plans, and I expected them to announce their engagement any day. Remy doesn't know she was pregnant? He doesn't, or at least I think he doesn't. They couldn't talk to each other much, so as they had to keep their relationship secret. It's not exactly something she'd want to mention in just a few sentences. If he knows, then it suddenly wasn't from her telling him about it. I see. If he doesn't know, please don't tell him. Right. No, it must have been much harder for him than it was for me, but that doesn't mean I got out of it unscathed. I lost my best friend. I blamed myself for a long time, too. I guess I still do. How could I face him, knowing that I could have averted this tragedy so easily? So that's why their relationship is kind of like a bit iffy, huh? It is really sad. The whole Amelia tragedy is very, seems to have affected both of these guys. I don't know. Another interesting thing, what would have changed if I hadn't talked to Remy already? Or what would have changed if I had talked to Adine first and gone to Remy afterwards? There's some things that we just can't really do much about, that we can't change. Or, you know, the fact that I've saved over the Bryce file annoys me now, because now I don't know what would happen if I'd go back there and try again, because, you know, it might be different. It might not play the whole scene where it's like Azumi says, oh, you already know what's going on and everything, because, you know, I think his own feelings aren't that different. How so? He also blames himself for not being with her when it happened. Because they had to keep their relationship secret. Yeah, I see. That must be horrible for him. I think he still hasn't gotten over it. I wish I could help him, I really do. What did you do after it all happened? For a while, I just felt guilty, but eventually, I realized there are those who have it much worse than myself. I decided to take what I had experienced and to turn it into something positive. That's when I started volunteering at the orphanage. Why just let tragedies be tragedies if I could do something to help? I shared the same sentiment. How so? I came here hoping that I could help humanity. Maybe you're not just helping humanity. Here, that should do it. How does it feel? Much better. Maybe with this I can even start practicing again in a day or two. Just be safe. Of course. Well, thanks for the help with the bandage. And sorry about cutting practice short today. I guess you didn't get to see any proper aerobatics after all. It's no big deal. Your health is more important. Thanks for coming at any rate. You're welcome. Guess I'll leave you to recuperate now, and maybe I'll see you next time. Sure thing. Bye. Bye-bye, Dean. Alright, another free day, We'll skip through this. Get some more deserved rest. So, loss. We always lose Lorem here, but I suppose we can go meet him on second day and see what happens. But in the second chapter and see if it changes anything. But otherwise, I still don't know why we lose him. That's weird. So let's see. So we've got even more achievements. We only got 15 remaining, and how many of them are? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 of them are like ending based. So aside from that, we've got like 7 left. This one shouldn't be too hard. We just need to find out how we meet with him. I don't remember where we met him. This I have no idea how to get. This, no idea still. Some of the sphere. Something about the X-Men sphere. Acquire a map. Would probably get the map from the police department or whatever. And maybe that, I still don't know. And the bloody bandage. Finders keepers, no idea. So wait, what scene was this? Right, this is the eggs being stolen, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything important. Right? I don't think there is. You're right. Let's go. Alright. I'll do it. We don't want you to die, obviously. Oh. Why don't you just watch it regardless? Are you suggesting abandon my post? La di da di da. Oh yeah, so it's automatic that he doesn't die now. Still wonder what would have happened if he wasn't around when Bryce comes along. It's like, yeah, that's interesting. Right. Well, anything different here? Take the eggs to the hatchery, see if there's anything different. Excuse yourself, should be really going. Hey Yoshi, what are you doing here? Oh, I just came by to drop these off. Drop what off? Stolen eggs. I figured the hatchery would want them back. Oh, I was actually going to get those from the police department. I'm so glad that they got back safely. Emily, stop chewing my leg. It's tasty. That's really cute. Oh well. Anyway, I was about to go inside, so I'll take those off your hands. Thanks for bringing them here. No problem. We've seen that dialogue before, so yeah. Oh well. Da di da di da. What would be the best option here, honestly? Visit witness. Alright, so it seems... Right, no, come on, this must be different. I took the thing here. What? No, you don't have to tell me this again. We already know about all this. Silly. There's nothing... Come on, no mention of... Nothing worked. Whatever. Can't you your indeed? Alright, so... Chapter 4. So, tomorrow, looks like we're heading into Dean's final scenes as well. And finishing up her, ending. Still don't know which one we're gonna get. And then after that, we'd have gone through at least one of every character's endings. And maybe that's what one of these achievements are, like just get one of each person's endings and then see all endings. That would I think it'd be something like that. But yeah, okay then. Aside from that, after that we're going to need to see how we get the good endings for the people who need good endings, and then the bad endings for those who have the bad endings still there, which is kind of sad that we have to get the bad endings after getting the good endings, which is like, ugh, but you know, we have to do what we have to do. I still don't get what this came from. But okay, so next time meeting up with Adine, still in good status, that's good. And then from there, start getting everyone else's endings. I'm not sure what else that would be. Hopefully we can figure out how to get these achievements too. I mean, this one I'm pretty sure we can get next, in a coming scene or whatever. Right? No, but we haven't talked about the police department and like... Right, we didn't talk to them about it yet. Or we skipped a scene where it would have been possible, but I don't think there would have been any scenes when it would have come up. And meeting with Emma, I still don't know. Do we have to go up to her in the park or something? And then after that we have to, like, get invited over or something? That might be how we go. I still don't know what the prank thing is. And the mysterious base, I still have no idea. I don't remember this either. Ugh, so many things I don't remember. Or just don't know of. Which is meh. But yeah, you know. That's okay. So we'll leave it here for today. Good stuff. Bryce's ending got some references to, hey, some of the, you know, the future event thing is now. I think it might show up again in the ending. Because I swear, if we had met the administrator again, we would have recognized him, right? We brought the physical remembering things with us. We shouldn't. It's weird. Unless it didn't come with us. I don't know. But we'll find out tomorrow, I assume. So we should be back again tomorrow, around about the same time, back with this game to continue solving more of the mysterious, you know, what exactly do we have to do to get a better ending. Anyway, thank you all for watching as always. It was great having you here. Hope you guys have been enjoying this game. I know I've been playing a lot of it, but like, you guys seem happy with it, right? So I'm glad to hear that, because I've been really enjoying this game as well. Yeah, so hope you guys have a great rest of the day or night. Love you guys as always, and I hope to catch you in a future stream. Okay, bye bye.